Yo, bigging up everyone. You done know the settings. Big Doug, loose cannons. We back in the building again with my boy Strives. You done know how it is. What you saying to me, Strives?
Yo, you saying my brother D? You saying my
Yeah.
brother Doug, brother? It's been a minute, man. I can't even lie, brother. No homo, but I've missed you, man. I've missed chopping it up with you, bro. There's been some times here when I've even been thinking, yeah, man. Like on the pod, even on the podcast I do, I've been just sending indirects, just hoping that you'd get it, because you know what I'm saying, man. I've been waiting to just chop it up with you, but you know what? I'm in a good mood, man. I don't know about you. What you saying, bro? You in a good mood?
But I'm in a fabulous mood right now. I can't lie. Listen. We're gonna get into it because we ain't spoke. Last time
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
spoke, we was beefing, yeah. We was
Yeah, true, true,
beefing.
true.
You was going back and forth. So what I really want to know right now, Strabs, where you at? Gokares has been signed, yeah. He's been announced. He's already in Singapore with the man them. You get me? He's already in Singapore with the man them, yeah. What are you saying to me, bro? Are you feeling like I know you've been very what's the word? Like you've been very like cagey. Like I'm gonna say you've been very, you weren't, like you weren't really feeling what's been going on. You wasn't rating the signings, you wasn't rating Norgard, you wasn't rating Madwake. Where are you at right now with it all now, my brother? What are you saying to me? Talk to me now. I
Yeah,
need to know where you're at because you know what I want.
yeah. I have a feeling of what you're on. Just the tone of voice. I have a feeling. All right. So here's where I'm at. I don't know. You might not like this, but I think
Talk to me.
I'm at a 6.5 out of 10,
All
but
right.
leaning towards a 7 out of 10 in terms of where we are now.
Yeah.
And imagine, yeah, I feel like that's a massive improvement from where I was before. Because if you remember when we last chopped it up, I was saying I thought we maybe got a bit weaker because I weren't really, like you said, I weren't rating the signings like
Yeah.
that. I thought the signings were like a Premier League prem proven. I got it, but I was like, oh, are we as strong as we were prior to them signings being made? I weren't fully convinced at that time. But you
Yeah.
see now with Glock 14. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
see
yeah,
now
yeah.
with Glockerez there,
Yeah, yeah.
with Mosquera coming in as like just giving us like that depth with Tomiyasu. Obviously, we've had to release Tomiyasu, and guess what? Guess what, Doug? I'm
Yeah.
actually like I'm not. I still feel like I'm still a little bit baffled by the Noni Madueke signing, but not as much. I'm starting to just a little bit, D. I'm a little bit because you know what? I was at one of Pez in it. So Pez he's going away, he's going Saudi Arabia. So
Yeah, big up
um
Pez and that. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
big up Pez, man. So it's our big family thing, and a bunch of them and them was there, and we was chatting. And you know what, Doug? I said to them, I said, you know what? As much as I'm not feeling a Noni Madueke signing, I'm not gonna let you lot style me. Guess why? Because I'm thinking to myself, yo, like if I think about Chelsea's right side, Man
Yeah,
City's right side, Liverpool's right side, our right
yeah.
side. If you think about the options both have got, yeah, you might say you could argue who's got the strongest winger. Full stop. You might say Salah's top. You might say Saka's number 2. You might say Saka's number 3. However you want to put it. You might say Saka's number 1. However we put it. But when you add Sake and Madueke versus let's say Salah and Chiesa, or you get what I'm saying, or freaking who's on City, like who's City's right wingers.
Well,
I'm even
They got Savino. They obviously got Savino. They can play Oscar Bob out there. They got options out there. Like they got a
they got
couple. Yeah,
got a couple options, but even if let's say you say Oscar Bob Savino on their wing, and then bro, what Tottenham's got what Kulusevski, and again I'm just
uh, Mohamed is Kuna.
is
Kundus.
Kudus, would you say Kudus is a right winger?
Yeah. Kundus
You
is a
know
right
what?
winger. Yeah.
You know what? Kulusevski and Kudus, that's I can't lie, that probably it measures up, but I still wouldn't say anybody equals the weighting of Saka and Madueke. Even
Okay, you're
you know what
talking
I'm saying?
different.
Yeah, no, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because I was trying to say this. I was trying to kick some knowledge to you the other day, like when we was chatting
no,
last
you
time.
know what it was. I
I
just
was
thought
trying
that
to,
we could have.
I
Yeah,
was
I
trying
got
to
you.
show man the way. You get me?
Fair enough. But you know what I was thinking? I just thought like, all right, cool. Like, imagine if we just got better than that. Like, I'm always on thinking getting better. Like, I'm thinking, oh, I want to win the Premier League. I'm not sure if I want to get Madueke to win the Premier League, but now I'm seeing it like with, you know what it was, Doug? I'll be honest with you. If we did that signing after, I probably wouldn't have moaned. But you see, when I'm, you know me, I've wanted a striker. Anybody that talks to me, all I want, striker, striker, striker. Everyone's talking, oh, I want Rafael Leao. Oh, I want Rodrigo. I'm like, bro, I just want a striker. Oh, yo, I want some depth in our midfield. I want some depth in our defenders. Strides just wants a striker. All I've ever wanted is a striker, striker, striker. So when you're giving me Norgard and you're giving me Madueke first, I'm like, oh, I'm ragging on it because I'm like, where's my striker?
I told you the striker was coming, big man. I said it, didn't I? I said it. Like, even in the group, with the group chat, with the big up with my group chat people, them the WhatsApp man, them. Big up Mimi as well. She shouted man out just quickly. Yeah, shout to
big
you.
Up Mimi, big up Mimi.
But listen to what I'm saying. I said it. I knew what was going on. And the thing with the Madueke thing, I'm glad you're starting to see it, because for me, Madueke comes in as organized chaos, bro. Like, you see, like, when you're in a game, and you've got someone like Madueke that can run at defenders, he can also do the defensive work, He ain't shit. He's, to me...
I never thought he was shit. I never thought he was shit.
But I just feel like, I heard what you were saying about bringing in players that can like give competition and this, that. Madueke is one of them players that I feel like what Arsenal are trying to achieve now is not replace players. I don't feel like they're trying to bring in someone, but they're also trying to do a like for like Madueke. I feel like because of the whole Chelsea setup, you never really got to see the better of him because there was too many wingers. Like, brother, they've got 19 attackers or something mad. Even now, he only naturally fell down the pecking order when you have like the likes of, now they have Pedro Neto, they have Cole Palmer, they have this Alvestio coming in from Brazil, like they have João Pedro. Like, it was always natural that he was going to go down the pecking order because he's the way Chelsea are moving. He's last week's news. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Chelsea, they're moving mad. And if you started to notice, they started even playing him on the left a bit, and he started taking Sancho's position. Because Sancho was on the left, in it, and then he started playing left, right?
And then they play Pedro Neto on the left now because they have to accommodate. But the thing with Chelsea is that they didn't really have no one on the left side, and they kind of on the left side. They're kind of short on the left because with Mudryk getting banned and with everything that's going on, they've got.
They're looking to get Xavi Simons now, though, isn't it?
Xavi Simons, like, for me, what Chelsea are doing is a bit mad because they're acquiring all these players, but it's clear to see that they're on a buy and sell thing right now. They're on buy, get them in cheap, put them in the shop window, and offload them, get all the talent. Do you get what I'm saying? And they're very good at selling. I'll give them their dues. They're very good, and we are one of the people that tend to go in that shop and buy out the bar like we're in Selfridges or something. You get what I'm saying? But like, just to add to what you're saying about the transfers, like, bro, I feel like we've done fabulous business. I would definitely agree with you that it's like a 6 and a 7, maybe like tinkering on an 8. I think you throw Eze in the mix, and we've got like a 10-10 window in terms of strengthening. Like, I know there's some talk in the group.
For me, I would say Eze and maybe left winger. Even though I'm cool with Martinelli, but if we got like, I know Eze can play left wing, but he's like an inverted left winger. If we got like an Eze and then like a Rodrigo, then I'm saying 10-10.
Yeah, but then Eze, even Rodrigo. Yeah, but even like the Rodrigo thing, I think sometimes you see where it is with certain signings. Like, I'm all for Rodrigo, innit? Yeah, I'm all for Rodrigo. I'm all for Rafael Leao. But the thing is, I feel like with Eze, I feel like Eze can play on the left, and the way that he can dribble past people and do what he can do. You remember, Arsenal wasn't a long way off. Like, we've come second. That just shows that we're on the verge, but we just need tipping over the edge. You just need a few mavericks. You just need a few quality players in that. And I think if you throw Eze in there and have Eze and Martinelli as options, and then if we can bag a Rafael Leao or a Rodrigo towards the end of the window, that'd be like beyond my wildest dreams.
That's probably a pipe dream, But you know what though, Doug? I remember at the beginning of the window, I was saying that Arsenal need to sign about 6 or 7 players, and a lot of man was saying that's not realistic. We're never gonna do that. And even me, I can't even lie to you and say I thought we would do that. I just said this is what we need to do, and to actually see we've signed about 6 players. I'm like, Raw, who is this Arsenal
Yeah,
team?
but
But then,
we've done it though. We've done it before when we
yeah,
signed
we've done it.
Ramsdale, when we signed Ben White, Tommy Asu. Like we've brought in players when we've needed to bring in players. Do you get what I'm saying?
But
So
I
it's
mean,
not.
in this window though, like I was thinking, like, because I didn't know that Arsenal and I would be so in tune. We're not as much in tune because I probably would have got different players. Yeah, like I don't know that if I would have got a Norgard and Madueke, but
Brother.
I'm warming to it. But just for the fact that we got, bro, like we needed to get two CMs, we got them, yeah. So we got Zubimendi, we got Norgard. We needed to get a striker, bro. We got the most informed striker in Europe. Maybe in the world, yeah. So we got Gyökeres. I thought we needed to get a defender. I couldn't tell what part of the back line we needed to get in, but I just felt like we needed a defensive backup because and Mosquera is perfect because Tomiyasu's gone and we want Saliba to sign his extension, but what if he doesn't? Yeah, Mosquera's perfect. Who else is there? I feel like I missed. Oh yeah, we got the goalkeeper Kepa.
Yeah, Kepa.
Again, I'm like, for me, the annoyance was like, oh, Chelsea again. But you know what? Prem proven, reliable, sturdy. I get it. As much as they wasn't wowing me, when I look at everything cumulative combined, I'm looking at Arsenal guy, and you know what, guys? Fair play. Now,
am I chatting to Strabs? Am I chatting to Strabs here? Because really and truly, brother, I was expected to be beefing over these signings because now we've got Gyökeres in. I thought like you still would have been on some crud, like you've been talking crud the last couple of weeks. Like,
but you know what? But you know me. The thing is, what everyone forgets, I've always wanted a striker. But remember, I wanted a striker since 22-23 season. So now that I've got that, yeah, people might get bored because I'm a lot happier than because I've always wanted that striker. But don't get it twisted though, Doug. I still feel like we can improve. I still feel like we need another striker. I still feel like we could probably get a left winger. It's just the striker for me was the priority. Like for me, Doug, I reckon we're proper banging it now, as in we're back to being contenders. Whereas before, I didn't think so. Because remember, I don't know if I've said it here, but you will know I don't trust Arteta. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm technically Arteta out.
You said that.
I said that here. Okay,
you said that bare times, bro.
Yeah,
Listen, look, I'm on the loose cannons, bro. We was asking a couple of jokes.
Maybe I just wanted to through myself to just say it one more time. You know?
And if anyone that's watching that hasn't watched the show before, trust me, me and Strives get at it because this brother is constantly on Arteta and me. Like, I can see what my manager's doing at the minute. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, like, I think all the business that we've done so far, I think has been good business. Like I think Norgard was needed. I feel like Norgard, you go like what you see what Man United used to go and do. They used to take the best in the Premier League. Like whatever your team, they would go and pick a player from them, pick the best. You think Norgard? We've gone to Brentford and we needed a DM. We've gone for a cheap option because we paid 10 mil. That bro, that the season before he was offered
12 still.
Yeah, around 12. But even still, that's a still. Like you think even. And on top of it, he wants to be there, bro. That is he that the thing even with the let me just get to the Gyökeres thing quickly, right? Let me just touch on this, And the reason why I think we've got the right striker in the end, and I think we've got the right one is because I think when we first started talking, it was Šeško was who he was being linked with, and we was waiting for that to get over. And my thing
I wanted Sesko still, but you know when I switched over to Gyökeres. When I realized Berto wanted Gyökeres and Arteta wanted Sesko, because I was like, you know what, whatever Arteta wants, I want the opposite, bro.
Yeah, you're moving mad anti right now. You're moving mad anti, sounding like one of them Arteta rap pagans. But listen, but the reason why I thought for me the Gyökeres deal is the right one is because when we was linked with Šeško, I was slightly anxious and kind of concerned for whoever got Gyökeres. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like us going and getting Gyökeres and not getting Šeško, I'm not actually bothered where Šeško goes.
Me neither.
Like he could go.
I reckon he might end up at Newcastle still. Because they've ended up with a little bit of a howler with the way shit's played out, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. But I also think that if we get rid of Gabriel Jesus, who's been linked with a move away to Brazil,
that happens. In Berto we trust, bro. And you know what? I sound like I hate Jesus. I don't, but bro, you're just not available, bro. So get the hell out of our club, man.
And I feel like if we can offload him in this transfer window, considering he's just come back off of injury, and Berta can get a sell there, I can't see why we wouldn't go for another striker, and I can't see why we wouldn't maybe even consider going back in for Sheshko, considering he's now
man. Let's go and get Isak, man. He's on the market, man.
The thing, so let me Liverpool and Isak, this whole Isak thing for me, why I'm not on the Isak train and I don't actually care anymore is because with it all dragging out and what's been going on and him not even wanting to making himself available to everyone when I got strikers.
Yeah, that was a bit sus, innit?
A bit sus. Plus, on top of it, like he's injury prone. Like, yes, he was sick last season, yeah, and he did turn up. But then when you actually check it, like, brother, fucking my man from Nottingham Forest scored more goals. Do you get what I'm saying?
But if you was getting Isak, yeah, you would be gassed, bro.
I would be, listen, if we was to go and spend the money to go and get Isak, it's not my bread, innit? So if we was actually to go and spend the money to go and get Isak right now, then it is what it is. I'll take him. But what I wouldn't take is the fact that it's 150 million to go and get him, yeah? When I feel like there are other options out there that we could still go and grab another striker and grab a winger for the price of what it's going to cost us to go and get Isak. Even with sales, even with money we probably still got left over in the treasury that we could go and use and spend and do our thing. Right now, for me, the Isak trainers sell. And also, I feel like for Liverpool, right now, with what they're doing and what they're spending, I know certain men are talking about it's a transition and all of this crap. They've truly strengthened, yeah?
That's
they
crazy
truly
work.
have strengthened.
That's
but
crazy
I feel
work.
like I feel like they're
transitioning.
Yeah, but I also feel like Liverpool are strengthening in attack here, but I also feel like they're not paying attention to their defense, even though they've got two defenders.
I get what you're saying, yeah, but I think you're basing this on the last game that you just saw, innit?
No, I'm not even basing that on that. I'm not even basing it on that. But someone highlighted something to me, and he was basically saying that Arne Slot is an all-out attack manager, innit? Like, especially when he was in Holland.
That's not entirely true, but I get why they might say that, because what we've seen with Arne Slot, yeah, we've seen that he can be pragmatic in his approach, and we've seen that he's able to adapt and he learns pretty quickly. Yes, he likes to attack and whatnot, but he's not reckless. He's not like I feel like Jurgen Klopp was rock and roll football, yeah, and it worked for him at times, yeah. But I don't think Arne Slot is rock and roll football like that. I think Arne Slot is all right. He is attacking, but I do see measurement in his approach.
He's not rock and roll football, but also what his signings have said to me is that you see, like what happened with Arteta when Arteta won the FA Cup in his first season. It almost gave man that belief,
full sense of security.
That full sense of security that, listen, I'm wavy at this. And then you go and get Frimpong on the right and you go and get Kirkes on the left, which
but those are defensive signings.
Signings.
You're not rating them?
I rate them, but at the same time, Frimpong is very attack-minded. You get what I'm saying? He's very attack-minded. Even for Leverkusen, they played him on the right wing. Like, he's very attack-minded, yeah? Kirkes, another player, bombs up and down the pitch. Like, I feel like if Liverpool want to play that, like, wing back high, bombing, doing all of this high lines, yeah, as we saw against AC Milan, they can get caught out. Like Van Dijk got caught out against Rafael Leao. And trust me, Premier League teams are probably some of the best teams at counter-attacking football. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just feel like if you're going to start playing that style of football and start having more attack-minded players on the pitch and trying to fit all these attack-minded players on the pitch, it's going to leave you open. And that's my views on Liverpool. And I have to find the weaknesses, because if we don't start looking at some of Liverpool's weaknesses, we're just going to assume and just say that they're going to just steamroll the whole league next season.
No, but the reason why they're not going to steamroll the whole league, it's not about even trying to find their weaknesses. The reason why they're not going to steamroll the whole league next season is you got to think about it, yeah? This was an unprecedented amount of injuries for Arsenal, yeah? And even with Arsenal withstanding so many injuries, and you know that you and I will go away, and we will say that we think PGMOL are against us, and we don't feel like we get the rub of the green, and we just feel like Arsenal are the least favored club. We say that whether we believe whether it's a conspiracy or whether it be the facts, that's just something that we carry with us. So that's something you can't potentially prove, but what you can objectively say without no pushback is the injuries that Arsenal faced was unprecedented. Manchester City losing their best player who won Ballon d'Or, Rodri, that's unprecedented. Liverpool, we saw what happened when Liverpool had a similar injury-ridden season. They ended up finishing 5th or something like that, right? Now, you don't know if Liverpool is going to have an injury-ridden season again, or even somewhere in the middle, or if they're going to be as available as they were last year. So there were so many different factors that, and this is not me taking away from Liverpool's Premier League title win, by the way. They did really well, and their first half of the season, they were so sick that when they did have a couple little drop-offs, and Nottingham Forest showed us the chink in their armor, and Nottingham Forest beat them, it was almost like too little too late, because Liverpool had already run away with it, and it was very apparent that nobody else was going to be a match or a measure for them. However, we cannot for certain say that it's going to be like that again, because unless you're saying Arsenal's going to be injured again, Man City's going to have their best player injured again, despite Man City leveling up, it's impossible to say that Liverpool is just going to run away with it. So Liverpool can be as strong as they are, but now we got to consider that Arsenal might be back to full strength. Man City might be back to full strength. We've now seen what Chelsea's doing. They're buying players. They just won the FIFA Club World Cup. And we also know that they just beat PSG. So now we're seeing a lot of other teams, that are showing that they're going to be they're going to be a force to reckon with. So Liverpool have got more to contend with. So I rate the fact that Liverpool have gone into the market and have tried to say, all right, cool, I'm not going to try and shop at Lidl's or Aldi's. Not disrespect to Lidl or Aldi, I shop there too when I need to, but they've gone straight to Waitrose, in it. They were like, boom, works. I'm getting works. All right, cool. Right back. All right, Frimpong. Left back Kirkes. He was one of the best left backs in the Prem. Like, I like the way that they're doing their business. However, obviously with the untimely passing of Diogo Jota, RIP, rest in peace, that left another hole up front. So they've got to fill that. Even before that happened, Kwanzaa's gone. I think Kwanzaa's gone to Leverkusen, is it? Konate, he seems like he's not signing a new contract, so they need to get another CB. In my opinion, I don't know if Gravenberch is going to replicate the form that he did last year, because Liverpool were looking at Zubimendi, but it's a different knock when Arsenal are not. It's a different when Arsenal's knocking, that knocks a little bit different. So he's at Arsenal now, but we know that they wanted a Zubimendi, meaning they have obviously spotted that there may be some frailties in their DM position. Gravenberch stepped up. Can he do it again? If he can't, that could be a weakness. I think they need a left winger, especially because we now know that Luis Diaz, there's an agreement between him and Bayern Munich. So as much as they've done good business, Liverpool haven't finished, bro. Like, so as much as in our group chat, you'll see Wazza, you'll see them, man, every morning, blah blah blah. And sometimes I love it.
I can feel the energy coming from the Liverpool fans right now.
I love it. But it's like, come on, guys. Like, first of all, you guys barely win the Premier League full stop. And so we're talking about winning it back to back. So it's been going on for 30 plus years. You've only been able to win it twice in the 30 plus years. We're not talking about winning it back to back. It's a very hard thing to do. And then you've got players that you need to put in particular positions. It's not going to be easy. And then on top of that, the other teams, like I've just mentioned, your Arsenals, your Cities, your Chelseas, you have to bank on them being as dead as they were last year for it to be as easy. It's going to be a tough league. So that's why it's very, like, it's quite exciting that they've gone on and done, because their business has been good. And the way that they've sold is looking like it's going to be good. Because if you're getting 75 mil for the Luis Diaz, we know that, okay, cool, that's good. You've got bank. If you end up with Isak, we know could be a competitive league. You might not.
Bro, I know you want to hold on to the dream of maybe bagging the Isak, but
I would love to get him, but remember, like, it was only a couple of days ago when you was in the group chat saying Isak's never going Liverpool, so things can change every day.
Yeah, no, because I just don't see the point why Newcastle right now, without even having a replacement striker, would sell their main striker.
They got no choice.
They say they ain't got no choice, but they're struggling to make signings. And I think, like I feel like they're biding their time in the hope that the window is shut and Isak's still a Newcastle player that they're gonna have to play
That's
and always
true.
gonna
But
have to play.
Newcastle are being mad naive because, in my opinion, sell Isak and rebuild. Just like how Coutinho got sold and then that enabled Liverpool to rebuild. That's, in my opinion, like Liverpool, the blueprint was there for Newcastle. So that's what they should do. And then obviously we know that they're rich, but we know that the constraints of PSR is making them look like paupers. But if you can sell an Alexander Isak, we know, like you said at the top of the show, Doug, Isak isn't the most available player. So it's not like he's a very good player. He's dope. He's sick aura. Dope. I agree with everything. But we know, yeah, that sometimes the injuries hold him back a little bit. So it's not like he cannot be replaced.
I hear
There's other
it.
players there.
I
You get
hear
what I'm
it.
saying?
I hear it.
They should go and get a Sesko, maybe get a Wissa. Then they can go and look to sort out their back line. They can get a centre half. You know what I'm saying? They can look to go and get somebody on the left wing.
I feel like they can only really get rid of Isak once they've acquired somebody. Like I feel like you can't sell Isak with no striker being available for you.
No, true. No, facts.
And that's the thing. So they're gonna have to acquire somebody, and then even in doing that, like and seeing who they sell or what's going on. That for me, it's crazy because you're gonna go and look for a striker when you got the main striker in the league, innit? Like it's nuts. Like we see, obviously, I feel like Tottenham and Newcastle.
Is he still the main striker in the league? Because Glocker
is
on deck now.
I listen. I don't want to hear nothing at you because you.
Wow.
Because I know. Listen.
I prefer Isak, but I can objectively say that when you look at the goal returns and stuff, okay, this is how I look at it. If I gave Isak and Gyökeres, I keep calling him Gyökeres, I'm going to call him his actual name, Gyökeres, yeah? If I gave Gyökeres and Isak 10 chances on goal, I think Isak puts away 8 of them, maybe 7 of them. Gyökeres puts away 6 of them, maybe 7 of them. So I reckon Isak's probably a bit more tidier in terms of his accuracy and how clinical he is. However, the stats and anecdotal evidence in terms of what we've observed, what we can see, Gyökeres is scoring more goals.
Yeah.
He's the main striker for Sweden, even. And Isak seems to get that free role. So I would say we've got the main striker in the league. We got the main striker in Europe, irrespective of what my preference is. I will hand up say I wanted Isak, but irrespective of what I wanted, we've got the main striker.
I just think my personal opinion on that is that what Isak brings for Newcastle is a different requirement when you come to Arsenal, and that's what I would say. I would say that.
Yeah, what do you mean by that? If you can
explain what I mean, because you see, like what he does for Newcastle, carries Newcastle, puts them on his back, does what he does. They had Murphy on the right. They're like it's one of them robust teams, in it. Like it's a Eddie Howe kind of setup, in it. Like what he does for them isn't what we need him to do for us. Like basically, what we need is someone to put the ball in the back of the net that's in the box. We need an out and out number 9. Like because even like when I watched the game against Newcastle today, and I don't know if they've been practicing or what it is that they're on, is that you have it. You saw Max Downham do it. You see Martinelli do it. You see Trossard do it. You see Saka do it. They cut in on their good foot and they cross the ball in the box. Do you get what I'm saying? And what we haven't got is like that old school number 9 that's in the box to header that goalwards.
But Gyökeres isn't that.
No, but the thing is,
Gyökeres isn't really a guy that headers balls and stuff, and he's not really a guy that operates in the box.
Yeah, but he can, and he did score a lot of tap-ins. He scores a lot of goals within the 6-yard box. Like when you go and watch some of his videos, he scores a lot of goals within the area. They're not all screamers, they're not all penalties. Everyone he creates chance and he creates his own chances.
I've seen him create his own chances, but I would have said he's more of a transitional striker, like as in somebody like when you're hitting him on the counter and there's spacing behind, that's where he's strongest. That's what I probably would have said.
I hear that, but I feel like some of the chances that I see, like even like in the Newcastle game and even last season, where balls are going across the 6-yard box, where crosses are going into the box, and Havertz ain't there because he doesn't have that natural goal scoring instinct to be there. Someone like Victor Gyökeres, for the amount of goals he scored, obviously has them instincts. He's a striker. That's what he does, isn't it? He has them instincts. And then I feel like under a different coaching, under Arteta, in this kind of team where you've got better quality than what you had at Sporting, and we put it this way, under like we've turned Havertz, who's a midfielder, into a striker, and when he got injured, we all was disappointed because he was able to convert over to a striker. We had Mikel Moreno in as a striker when Partey got the yellow card, and we knew Moreno was probably going to have to drop into midfield. We was like, shit. So that goes to show that we can turn midfielders into strikers. Imagine what we can do with an actual striker. Do you get what I'm saying?
I agree with you, but if you
So-
think that if we go back to what you were saying though, and the only reason why I'm pushing back on it a little bit is I think that just because we've got our target and we're happy with it, we can't just now rag on what Isak would have been at
No,
Arsenal.
I'm not ragging on. I'm not ragging on.
You're saying like what Isak did for Newcastle, he couldn't do for Arsenal, but why couldn't he? Because you
No,
just
but
said
what I'm trying to say is, like what we have is different requirements, bro. We need someone that puts the ball in the back of the net. That goes and gets us 25, 30 goals for the season. We need someone that's contending for Golden Boot.
No,
Isak had moments, yeah. Isak had moments for Newcastle that made him look great, and he was great. This is what I'm trying to say. In those moments when he was doing that, we don't need that. We need a goal scorer because there's too many games. Wait, let me land. You may not agree, but there's too many games where it's 1-1, 2-2 with 1-0 up. We can't score, or it's a 0-0. We need a goal scorer. I don't need a guy that's gonna come short. I don't need. Let me land. I don't need a striker that's gonna come short, carry the ball, run up the pitch, run down the wing. We have Martinelli. We have Saka on each side. We have a fantastic box to box in Declan Rice. We have Odegaard that needs someone that can play on the line and run in behind and do all of them things. And that's what Gokaris can do.
Let's not forget how teams face up. By the way, big up Messi, big up Rafa. I see his comment there, and I agree, man. I think with Newcastle losing their freaking sporting director, bro, they've got that. They've got no structure there, and I suppose that's why they're finding it so hard to rebuild their team. And it seems like they're getting rejected left, right, and center, and it doesn't really seem right because obviously we've Champions League football, and they're a good team. You would have thought that they're more of an attractive project than some of the other teams that maybe Newcastle. Because for instance, some of the players that they've gone for, they've ended up at other clubs that I would have thought, why are you not at Newcastle? So it has to be something to do with sporting director. But back to the point,
I feel like it's more to do with being up north.
It could be that. But I don't think players are as shallow as I can't live in North, so I'm not gonna go.
No, not even that. But I feel like the attraction places to be is Manchester. You want to be in London, and plus you want to, if you're coming to the Premier League, or sometimes you just want to be like, some people have that romance with those certain clubs to do with like Newcastle. Yes, back in the day they did their thing under Alan Shearer, but it's not one of them clubs that, as a player playing in Europe, unless it's a stepping stone club, are you going to think, I want to go to Newcastle?
1,000,000%. And you could even see it, like, even in the game that we played against them at Singapore. Like, I'm not saying that the stadium wasn't full by any means, but the people that was at the stadium were there to see Arsenal. So, you know 100%. What I mean? Yeah, so if you go to Newcastle, you're not going to get that same PR, same brand recognition.
Yeah, and the problem Newcastle face at the moment is different from Man City, because when the money came in for Newcastle, they couldn't spend. When money came in from Man City, Robinho went there and didn't know which Manchester team he was going to. All he knew is that the bread was sent and the wages was confirmed and he was going to Manny. Do you get what I'm saying? He even had the interview and said he didn't know where he was going.
I just see one of the comments saying, "What players ain't shallow?" Let me see what. Let me tell you what I mean by that. When I say they ain't shallow, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, they're mercenaries. Yeah. But I mean, players have a little bit more depth than, you're not going to just go to a team because, I like London and the City likes the bright. You get what I'm saying?
Let me land it, because basically,
I was responding.
Why not? Big up, why not? Always here, bigging up the team. But what?
And even what Messi said as well. Like, Messi was agreeing with you in terms of what Gyökeres brings to Arsenal, and I agree with all of that. The only thing I'm saying is, let's not now all of a sudden go on like Isak wouldn't have done.
No, I'm not going on like Isak. Listen, no, I'm not saying that. And I'm saying that I feel like Isak more and more, and this is just, you know me, I'm rational thinker about a lot of these things when it comes to this thing, yeah. And I'm not saying Isak wouldn't have done bits, but in terms of, I feel what this club needs and a player that we need, I feel like we needed a Gokares. The more and more it's happening, the more and more it
Over
just feels.
Sesko, yes.
It just feels right.
Over
It just feels.
over Sesko, yes. But then
Yeah.
when you say you say like we needed a Glocker, it's like to say like if you got an Isak, you would have felt shortchanged.
No, but I'm not saying that. But I can't talk about some. I can't. I'm going off of what I feel now. And what I feel now is because we've gone and got Gokares. I'm not gonna sit here and it's like I'm not gonna sit here and get.
No, I'm not
like,
saying plan over Isak, but I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I just don't like when our fan base sometimes move like, okay, we've got someone, and I love that we will when we put our all into a play. I love that we do that. But I'm also kind of someone that's like, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that the player that we wanted before just all of a sudden becomes trash.
I'm never saying it was trash.
I know you're going on like, oh, he wouldn't have done this for us.
No, but I'm not saying that he wouldn't have. But I'm not saying that there's certain qualities that he can all bring. But remember, all players ain't the same. Like it's like if you go and get an Eze and you go and get a Rodrigo, they're both good quality players, but they're both going to bring different aspects to the game. Do you get what I'm saying?
Out of them two now that you actually just brought them two up.
If I had to pick out of Eze and Rodrigo, I feel like if you threw Rodrigo, this is the best way for me to explain it to you. When and I can't lie, because I'll take Eze all day, every day. If we got Eze and we didn't get Rodrigo, I'd be happy with that. But the one thing I think about Rodrigo coming to Arsenal, yeah, or whatever club he goes to, yeah, is that I feel like you're getting a man scorned. You see when Sanchez came to Arsenal. After the rejection from Barcelona. He was playing at Barcelona, but they went and got Suarez. He got kicked to the curb. He came and he wasn't loved there. He came.
But has Rodrigo got that kind of mentality? Has he got that dog in him?
But
I don't know if I've seen that in him.
But we don't know. We didn't know that about Sanchez when he came to Arsenal. Did we? We knew we was getting a fantastic player, and we did. Let's be real.
I thought he had a little bit of that dog in him. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but the thing with Rodrigo's got the dog in him, but also this shows you how good of a player he is. He don't get to play on his natural side. He plays on the right when he's a natural brother. So imagine he comes to Arsenal, we buy him as a left winger. He comes in. Look how Gokares is feeling because the fans love him. He's done what you get what I'm saying. He took the number 14 shirt. Brother,
so for where we are today, you would like you haven't said it, but it sounds like you're leaning towards. You would probably lean towards Rodrigo over like an Eze.
No. So basically, if I had to pick the two out of the two, if I'm greatly honest with you, I'll take either or. Like, if I'll be honest with you.
Oh, so you're just indifferent.
I'm indifferent because one thing I know what Eze can bring to this team. We see him do it week in and week out in the Premier League.
That's why I think I would lean towards Eze. Because he's a known quantity. You know what he's
a known quantity. But the thing with Rodrigo is that bro, this brother's not shit.
No, of course not. I'm not saying
that. And he has another level to go up. And I feel like whatever club gets him, especially with the rejection, he could either come, get rejected from Real Madrid, they sell him and he can come and he's heartbroken and he never finds form, or he can come at like a man possessed. It's World Cup season. Come, you get what I'm saying?
You know what I like about you, Doug? Yeah, you proper feed into the to the sentimental aspects of football. Like
but you have to, bro, because it does. Because when people are playing for something, they play different. They're professional footballers, bro. They don't make it to that level being average. Like, have you ever gone and kicked 5-a-side with pro ballers?
Maybe one or two like that have kind of just been there and just taking a piss and playing along with us. But
bro, the level's mad. The level is mad. They're not shit ballers, bro. But I feel like every footballer has a moment in time where they play at a club where they feel good. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing. You see, Fernando Torres when he was at Liverpool, it was unstoppable at Liverpool, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Felt good there, was playing out of his skin there. Went Chelsea, it weren't the same. You look at Sanchez at Arsenal, was in his groove at Arsenal, doing a mad thing, went Man United and couldn't replicate it. Do you get what I'm saying? So sometimes I do think there is sentimental value in football. There is emotions and feeling, because it's the same way we are all like, you know, when we lace up our boots and we tie our boots in a certain way, and we put our socks on a certain way, and we put our shin pads in a certain way. It's that feeling, it's that to make you that, you know, that's, you feel like you're techie, or you feel like you play a certain way when you set yourself up a certain way to play, because we all don't lace up our boots and put on our socks and shin pads and all our gear the same way, innit? We do
That's fair, that's fair, but I don't know that if I'm gonna, like, let's say if I was in a position of authority and power, and I had to pick, like, I had to choose one or the other. I don't know that I'm gonna go Rodrigo over Eze, because I'm like, oh, Rodrigo's got a point to prove, and
I wouldn't.
he's
Like,
got this monkey that he's got to get off of his back.
no, but I'm not saying
I'm going
that.
with the guy that I've seen churn out performances week in, week out in the Prem for a lower level team with lower level service, with lower level players around him. I'm thinking, what could he do with elevated players around him? I've seen what Rodrigo would do with elevated players, with all the pressure and what have you, know. And I'm now thinking, and I've seen what Eze would do with the level of players around him. I'm thinking, one or the other. Rodrigo is a serious sick player. Eze, serious sick player for what we need. And I know some Arsenal fans will say, I just want specialists now. I don't want all these versatile players. But for me, Eze is special enough that even though he isn't like a left wing specialist, so to speak, I would probably take him because I know he can do left wing and he can also come in the center. So if Odegaard, like our guy commenting, why not Arteta is a loser, he keeps saying, yeah, that Odegaard's coasting. If that was happening now, you know, Eze can jump in there. If Martinelli or Trossard isn't performing on the left, we know Eze can roll through there. You know what I mean? So that's why I would grab him. Rodrigo would have been a great value for me if maybe we didn't sign Madueke, because I know that if we needed somebody to provide a backup to Saka, then Rodrigo would have been there, or he would have been obviously on the left.
For the way you're talking, I just know you haven't watched Rodrigo play. You see this comment here from Why Not? Rodrigo is a clutch Champions League winner 3 times. And if you've watched Rodrigo play, this is what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Bruv, do you know how many trophies Chiesa's won?
I hear it, but you're not understanding me.
Is Chiesa
Rodrigo?
He's not a shit player, is he?
No, but hear what I'm saying.
What did he do?
You're going so far wrong with it. You're going so far left with it. You're not even understanding. He didn't do it at Liverpool. You're not understanding.
Let me hear you.
Because what Why Not is saying is exactly what I'm saying, yeah, about Rodrigo. Like, the thing with Rodrigo is that at Real Madrid, you have Mbappe, you have all these players. Now you've had Xabi Alonso come in, and you've had and he's come down the pecking order. But this brother he walks into every team out there right now.
He's not walking into Real Madrid.
We can't walk into Real Madrid.
By the way, I like Rodrigo. By the way, all I'm saying is, if I had to choose one or the other, I'm probably choosing today right now. And then I'll
hear your point. I hear your point, but the way that you tried to rubbish Rodrigo a minute ago by saying that, if we got Madueke, if Rodrigo, and you're putting him on the same level as Madueke, bro, do you understand? Yeah.
No. I'm not. I'm if Rodrigo would have been our starting left winger, but I'm just saying. You misunderstood. I was saying Rodrigo would be our starting left winger, but the plus side is that he could also play on the right. So if ever Saka wasn't available, he could also play on the right. So it wasn't to slight him in any way. I was just saying that if we hadn't got Madueke, then I would probably lean towards Rodrigo, because he could be our starting left winger and he could also provide depth on the right. It wasn't to say that he would be Madueke role. You misunderstood that.
Rodrigo Rodrigo to me, coming into the Arsenal side, is the equivalent to what we've got on the right hand side in terms of the output Saka gives.
You're moving mad.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, bro, not at all.
Rodrigo's not better than Saka.
I never said better, brother.
You said equivalent. He's not even equivalent.
I never said he's the equivalent output on the left hand side. I guarantee wherever he goes, if he goes to Liverpool, crap. That's all I'm saying. If Liverpool go and get Isak and they go and get Rodrigo, cry, bro. Because that front three of Salah, Isak, and Rodrigo is mental. Mental. And that's how I know you've not watched Rodrigo play like that to understand.
I've watched it. I've just seen Sheldon's comment.
How good he really is.
I think Sheldon's on the same frequency as me, because he's not understanding your comment the same way I didn't understand it.
Say what? My comment about him.
Yeah, because you're like he walks into every
Right,
single
so
team. I'm just
he
like,
does.
bro,
Like
he's not
I
even
don't.
getting he's not
Yeah,
even
but
getting
I
his,
didn't.
his own
But
team,
yeah,
bro.
but I don't
Youngers are
have.
displacing him, bro.
No, but I know Youngers are displacing him, but then at the same time, Youngers are displacing him. But I feel that's Xabi Alonso's preference of what he wants to do with that thing because he cannot play Rodrigo and Mbappe up top. He's gone with Gonzalo, Gonzalo Garcia, who's a more natural number 9, and now he's got the dilemma of what he's going to do with Vinicius and Mbappe. I don't even think Mbappe plays in that team, bro. Like, because it don't work with them. It don't work with Vinicius and Mbappe. Let's have it right. And then he can't play because he plays 3 at the back and he plays with right wing backs and that. He's not going to put Rodrigo as a right wing back. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he's got Trent there. So I just feel like it's just the system doesn't work for Rodrigo to be in the system, and he has to sacrifice somebody, and he has a preference. And he isn't going to put any of them on the left. But I feel like the dilemma that they do have is who do they play out of Vinicius and Mbappe because they can't play both together. Because it don't work for them. So that's my thing. It's not because he's not good enough to get in the team. I just think the system and the setup doesn't work for him.
He is good, but in terms of the superlative language that you're using, like talking about.
Let me land. And he's a lateral left back, a left winger. And you have Mbappe and you have Vinicius Jr., who are natural left wingers. So where does he come in the pecking order of those 3? Do you get what I'm saying?
Bring it back to our club though, like what we need and what we want. Because remember when I was asking you, is that what we need where we are at the moment, Rodrigo, Eze, and it sounds like you're saying Rodrigo.
No, you didn't know, bro. I told you what I said was, I would take either or. And then when I started,
my bad. You didn't say either. But even though you said either or, you've been doing a lot for Rodrigo.
I'm not doing a lot for Rodrigo because Eze's really proven. I don't need to fight Eze's point. I'll take Eze.
But you didn't need to fight Rodrigo's neither.
Yes, I did because you tried to question the emotional value to what I was trying to say about what I think if the kind of Rodrigo that could possibly come to Arsenal, if that kind of Rodrigo was to come to Arsenal, it would be a madness. But you didn't want to let me. You didn't want to let me land on it. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I did. I just said that I noticed that you put a lot of value on like the sentimental aspects of football,
because
revenge and stuff like that. But it hasn't always worked out that way.
It doesn't always work out that way, but it does play a part in football. People have revenge. People look. When you have games like everyone always talks about Harry Kane getting dropped from Arsenal's academy or not being good enough, and that's why when he plays us, he always wants to score a goal. That sentimental value in football is there, bro. We are all emotionally invested in football. It's the same reason me and you are chatting here at 1 o'clock in the morning talking about football. We all have emotional investment about football.
I've had a long day as well, still. So
trust me. So we cannot sit here and pretend like players that actually play, it's their livelihood, they get paid to do it, are not emotionally invested in football. And they're getting paid for it, it's their work. I'm emotionally invested in my job when I go to work. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's the same for footballers. So let's have it right. And you could see that was the same for when Sanchez came to Arsenal. There was motion. You know what I'm saying. But he came to a club he was loved, and that's my thing with
Rodrigo. Sanchez anyway, man. He did that Payano thing with Manchester United, man. So I ain't got no time for Sanchez right now.
But that's the only point I was trying to make about the Rodrigo thing. It's not that I'm fighting the corner for him. I prefer him over Eze. To be honest with you, and we spoke about it on the last episode that we done. I'm quite happy with Eze. I'm quite happy if we get Eze, and if we was to bring in a cheaper option left winger, I'm happy with Rafael Leao. If they were to go and get 2, I'll take him.
Hey, let me ask you something. Just as you said that, is Rafael Leao? Is he? I know what you're gonna say, but just hear me out a little bit. Is he better than Martinelli? And if he is better than Martinelli, will he be more impactful than Martinelli in the Arsenal side? From what you've seen of the both of them?
My thing is, I think in terms of creativity, in terms of like seeing the picture clearly before it happens, I think Rafael Leao sees the picture. I feel in terms of getting past one man, like he can do it. But I think in terms of the tracking back, the defensive, the work rate, and everything else, I think Martinelli brings more of that to the club. I feel like Martinelli, if you had them both there, I feel like Martinelli would be the more defensive workhorse out of the two of them. But I think Rafael Leao has that flair about him. Like, whereas Martinelli, he can beat a player and he can run around them and he can go to the byline, cross it in. But I just feel like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like Raphael's just got more about him in that when it comes to that department. Do you get what I'm saying? But does he have the defensive side of it? I don't know. But what I was going to say about the Raphael Leao thing was that AC Milan, and hear me out, AC Milan have been trialing him out, playing him through the middle through pre-season, yeah? So you see, like we were saying that we might need a second striker, but then if let's say you keep Martinelli, yeah? Get rid of Trossard, you keep Martinelli, you get Eze in, but you get Raphael Leao. Let's say we get rid of Gabriel Jesus, and he's been trialing out playing through the center, but then he can also play out on the left. What do you think about that? Because I think I'd prefer him more centrally. If you used to take off like Gokares and bring him and someone like Leao to play centrally, then I would trust him being out on the left, because I just feel like
it's funny. I think I'd probably prefer Martinelli central and then maybe Leao on the left. And it's probably for some of the things that you like, like when you was describing Nelly. Not Nelly, Leao. It's probably for those reasons actually, because I think Leao is naturally a better. He's got beater man. He's beater man. Let's say beat there. Let's call beater man.
You said that. Yeah. Okay. You got
yeah. Beater man's nuts.
Man's crazy.
Hey, beater man's crazy. Still, but in terms of beating a man, in terms of for you know what I'm talking about. Helping a man up. Yeah. I say Raphael Leao, it comes more naturally to him. Getting to the byline is more naturally to him. We've seen Martinelli do it. So I think Raphael Leao will be a bit more of that wow factor, a little bit of that unpredictability on the left. Whereas with Martinelli, I think instinctively he would, if the ball, like on transition, if that ball comes through to him, I personally think Martinelli will be stronger on the in central forward. Yeah.
And I feel, and I kind of get it, because my thing, and I get you, and I agree with you, because even I was thinking the other day.
Sorry, I'm just looking at. I'm just going through the comments. Distract me sometimes. Now, Messi, hey, big you up, Mess. He's saying Rodrigo is good, but I think the idea of Rodrigo is also leading how we feel about him. I agree, definitely agree about that, because of how dope Rodrigo is and what we know of Rodrigo to be, and even how why not Arteta's saying he's clutch. I think that sometimes does I think we lead that conversation with a bias, and then he says he doesn't get into Barca or PSG. By the way, ooh, you know what? Think about it. I'm trying to think.
He was linked to PSG. He gets into PSG, bro, on the left hand.
Over Kvaratskhelia?
Yeah, and there's Bukola, 100%. They already linked with him.
I'm not.
Put it this way.
I mean, just because he's linked, that does.
Bro, if PSG play a front three of Rodrigo, Desiree Doué, and Dembele, bro, it's already a wrap with how they play already. But
yeah,
it's curtains, bro.
All right, and then what? Barca? What are you saying about Barca?
Yeah, he gets in over. Of course, he gets in over Rafinha.
Bro, Rafinha's numbers they weren't small, boy. They weren't. You're thinking of Rafinha at what? Where was he? Leeds in the Prem.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking of Rafinha. Like, Rafinha's numbers are higher because, bro, if you see, they ran the play fucking time and time again with Lemon Lamal cuts in left foot. He does that mad cross. Rafinha back stick. He gets a lot of goals like that. Yeah, like, trust me, but I think what Rodrigo would bring to that Barca team is similar to, because the thing is, bro, Rodrigo can get the ball down, he can dribble, he's tiki-taka as well. He's definitely more techie than Rafinha is in terms of passing. That what Rafinha gives you is that he's going to give you pace, he's going to run, he's going to do all those things, can finish in the box. But everything that Rafinha does, Rodrigo can do it.
He can, but what I will say is, as much as I can't push back on some of the stuff you're saying, just because I know Rodrigo is a player, I think because of, and this is what Messi was saying, yeah, because of the reputation that precedes Rodrigo, I think we are automatically just giving him a bypass and not actually considering the comparable, because Rafinha is not small. He's not small.
Bro,
player,
not
bro.
even.
I don't think he gets displaced as easily as you're saying.
Bro. Remember, you man are disrespecting.
I'm not. This is what I'm saying. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm giving him his respect.
No, bro, this brother, like why not said, this brother is a three-time Champions League winner, and he wasn't a bystander in when they were doing it. He was turning up, moving clutch after clutch, yeah. When they were 2-0 down, he's bringing it back for them. The brother's a clutch player. He's not an idiot player. When you can't even compare him to Rafinha, because Rafinha's never come close to doing what Rodrigo has done on the pitch. You can't, like, none of them have done that in comparison to what this brother's done on the pitch. He's a legend. Like, he's in his own right in terms of the modern day football. He's up there, but it just doesn't fit into the system of what Real Madrid have got. And just because he doesn't fit into that system doesn't mean he's a washed player. He's actually a great player, but you have two better players in Mbappe, who's probably one of the most expensive players in the world to go and buy right now, and the other Brazilian. You get me? So
hey, listen, you ain't got to preach to the choir. I know Rodrigo's dope. I'll take Rodrigo at the club, bro.
You know what I mean? Sheldon Johnson, pick up yourself. He's saying Leao is equal to Dembele, but a lower work rate, same ability. Rodrigo is a better Martinelli. And
what are you saying about that?
Yeah, no, 100%.
You agree with that, yeah?
100%.
So if that's the case, then So let's say Sheldon is correct, yeah. Then do you think Leao would have a future at our club? Because you can't not.
100%. I'm all for Leao coming. I've said it how many times.
But if he's equal to Dembele, listen to what he wrote, yeah, or read what he wrote. If he's equal to Dembele but has a lower work rate, but same ability, would he work at Arsenal, where it seems like the work rate is one of the paramount qualities that Mikel Arteta looks for?
But then I feel like
especially defensively, that's the only reason I think Martinelli gets played so much because of what he gives us.
Defensively. And I get that, but I feel like at AC Milan, like for how poor they've been over the last few seasons, is it just the fact that they're getting away with not putting in the work rate? Like, I feel like you come to Arsenal, you're not going to get away with not working hard. Like, every player is expected to work hard, isn't it? And I feel like him moving to a club that's more disciplined, the more, like, you're not getting away with the bullshit. You can't come with that flyboy shit. Like, you're going to have to come and you're going to have to put your foot down and work. I feel like...
we're about to see it with Madueke, boy, because he's on that flyboy stuff, innit?
Yeah, he's on that flyboy stuff, but then at the same time, Madueke is kind of he's a work rate guy. Like, he's not. That's one thing that you can, like, put it this way: all the attributes that Madueke has, and what Madueke has, and everything. The only thing people are talking about is his attitude. That's it. They're not talking about his work rate and they're saying that his work rate's low. They're not talking about his one-on-one ability. They're not talking about his finishing. They're not talking about his dribbling. It's just the fact that, he's got an attitude. So
who's that? With Leao, you mean?
No, with Madueke.
Madueke. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. They're just saying it's about an attitude thing. So put it this way: if you can come to a club like now where they got where is it Chelsea? I don't know. I don't watch Chelsea media stuff and I don't watch all their content. But when you look at Arsenal's content, and you look at what's going on, it's a lot of respect. It's a lot of growth. And obviously you can have your jokes and them and have their jokes and that, but it's serious. So when you come into that atmosphere, surely it must be contagious. He might have to straighten up. Do you get me? And if we get a straightened up Madueke, remember, because all we can do now is talk off what we think might happen until the season starts and we see him in an Arsenal shirt. This brother could be, like I say, he could be possessed, bro. And he comes and he's on stuff. And I would love that for him. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he now dons the Arsenal shirt. So I want him to be good. I want him to play, bro. You get what I mean? So we'll just have to.
Do you reckon he's gonna come in and start on the left? Because I don't know if Arsenal's gonna spend 50 mil for a backup. I think he's coming here to play. And if he is coming here to play, he's not taking Saka's place.
I feel like this season, I feel like Arteta is gonna really explore his rotational.
Well, you think he's just gonna change? You just think he's gonna change overnight, huh?
No, well, bro, he has to. I feel like one thing with Arteta, and I feel like
Arteta's had to do a lot of stuff and he hasn't done it, mate.
Yeah, but then that's a lot of stuff in the eyes of us as fans that feel like we have a say in what we think professional footballers and managers should be doing, innit? Like at the end of the day,
he has to rotate. You just done the same.
Yeah, because because I said the reason why I feel like he's gonna rotate or he has to rotate is because I feel like last season I've always felt that Arteta has never believed in it, never trusted, not believed, but never trusted his squad. He trusts his first 11, yeah, and he always pushes his first 11. But I feel like he's never trusted his squad, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, he's never. And I feel like what last season taught Arteta is that he has to, when he was forced to rotate and bring in players, and that he may not even have played in those games that he had to play them in, but he had to play them due to injury. It made him trust his squad, didn't it? So he had to trust them, and they never let him down. We still managed to stay second. Yes, we couldn't get over the line in the Champions League, and yes, we kind of couldn't keep up with Liverpool, but we didn't fall off. We still stayed second, where a lot of teams that had lesser injuries fell off than we did. So that maybe showed him that I got to start trusting my players, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like the Norgard signings, I feel like the Madueke signings, and these signings that you're seeing coming in is him saying, I want to get players that I feel I can trust to bring into games. Do you get what I'm saying? That's me personally. That's
I mean, I'm just gonna, obviously, as Madueke is an Arsenal player now, I'm just gonna kind of stay a little bit more mute on how I feel about that, because he's a player, he's our player now. I've got to support the fella, and I want to see him do well, because like you said, he's done in the Arsenal shirt now. What was I gonna say? I saw a comment that spoke about Ethan holding bench for so long because of his work rate. You know what I reckon about Ethan, yeah? And I'm glad that you said that, yeah. What I think about Ethan, yeah, I think, you see Max Dowman, yeah, in my opinion, he's a generational great, yeah, and I don't say that loosely. Like I genuinely think Max Dowman is a generational great. Like I think in a season or two, we're gonna be saying he's better than some of the guys that we call the greats now. But I think Ethan isn't too far off of him, if at all. I will probably say, because of the what I've seen today. All right, cool. I'd say maybe Max Dowman looks like he could be or will be better than Ethan. But I think Ethan's playing on gear too. I don't think we've seen the best of Ethan yet. And I think the reason for that is, I think, because to make it at the top level, and sometimes you've got to learn how to play mechanically. Like, you've got to play systematic football. I think because Ethan was, he was just as unpredictable as Max Dowman. If you used to watch him, like, you know, in a lower levels, like, he just used to come in and you'll just see magic. But now it's like, he seems like he's transitioning into the system-based football. Whereas if you watch the Arsenal versus Newcastle today, where, in my opinion, Max Dowman, the 15-year-old, came on and won the game for us, this guy still plays like a maverick, where he's like, bro, let's say Arteta said, yo, you got to play in this system. When you get the ball, play it into this zone. It looks like Max Dowman's going, yo, bro, I know what you're saying, bro. I'm doing my thing. And I think once upon a time, Ethan used to play like that. So I think right now, where people are probably saying Ethan's work rate is why he's been on the bench, or Ethan's work rate is what's holding him back, I think that we're trying to look for a reason as to why there's an issue with Ethan, and there is none. I just think he's just a young boy. He's 18 years old. He's still learning his trade. He's learning how to play system football. He's still got that unpredictability about him, and he can unlock that whenever he needs to. And I just think he's not actually got to the gears that Ethan can actually get to. And you'll probably see that, as much as I'm saying Max Dowman's a generational great as well, I still maintain that Ethan's a generational great as well, bro. So that was just one of the comments that I saw pop up.
Yeah, no, and I've seen it, and I see it. And me personally, I don't really see that. I don't really think there's any problem with Ethan. I don't feel like he's become systematic. I don't feel like anything. I just feel like, you know, especially even like coming back into the fold now, he just went and played in the Euros, had a great Euros. They went and won it. You know what I mean? It's like, there's a lot of emotions going on. As remember, he's 18. He's 18. He's his childhood club. Like, there's a lot going on for an 18-year-old. Like Max Dowman is, and you got to remember, Max Dowman's at that stage like where Ethan and Miles Lewis Skelly was when they broke into the team. They're living the dream. Like, do you get what I'm saying? They're lacing up their boots. They can't wait to step on the pitch. They're probably dreaming about what they're gonna do when they get minutes. And now they're becoming more and more as pro players. Do you get what I'm saying?
They're still kids, and it is worth noting that. And even why not? Yeah, I see. He said, "I need to be like Bobby Valentino, learn how to slow down." And you know what? Like, where it is, bro. It's one of the ones where it's like, and I hear you. I fully hear you on that, yeah, but. Bro, like, sometimes you just, you know what you're watching. You know what you're watching.
Yeah, but you're not. But what you're watching, that's you being biased in a way that you think it's Arteta stopping them from being
No.
creative in a
I'm not
system.
talking about that, bro. I'm talking
Nah,
about in
it's
terms of how
about.
good in terms of how good I think they are. I'm talking
I
like
remember.
when he's saying to
I'm,
slow down and let them develop. Like because
I,
obviously I think that these men are going to be amazing
yeah,
players.
but then
So it's
under
more so I'm
21
talking more
football.
of future
But
football.
under 21 football is a lot different from playing with adults, yeah, and playing with different types of adults. When you come across,
Now, did you
like,
watch the
wait,
did you
let
watch
me land, let me land,
did
let
you
me
watch the
land.
game
Like,
today? Because you wouldn't
yeah,
be
I watched
saying
the
what you're
game.
about
Yeah, I
to
watched the
say.
game today. But yeah, I did watch the game
Max
today.
played
Yeah,
with adults today, and
yeah, no, but
it
wait,
didn't
let
look
me
like he
land, let me
played with
land.
younger.
Yes, but let me land. Right, it's just what I'm trying to say is, yeah, it's just different, isn't it? Like at Max is playing different because Max's level is just high. Yeah, he's 15 and he's skill rated. It's like Lemon Lamar. Yeah, Lemon Lamar bust through the scenes. I'm not comparing them,
Fam,
but
but
what I'm
this is
wait,
basically
let me
what
land.
I'm saying though. Like
No,
you're
but let me land. Let me land. Let me land. But it's not what
but,
you're saying because
no, it is
you're
though.
saying that
But
you're because
saying it like
you're saying.
you're disagreeing with. But I've
No, I'm
literally just
not
said that I
disagreeing
think
with
he's.
you. I'm
I'm saying,
talking my own point. I'm making my own point. Do you
oh
get what
my
I'm saying?
bad.
I'm not rebuttaling your point or coming off of your point. I'm
Yeah,
just saying that I just think that with like it's like when Rooney bust through at Everton, he was just levels above his whole academy. Do you get what I'm
mm,
saying? I just think Max, on that sense, is just wavy. He's just up there, isn't it? And I feel like Ethan's up there as well, but then people are going to probably make comparisons because of what Max can do at 15 and what Ethan can do. They're both different types of style of players, even though they are attacking midfielderish kind of players, but they both play different and they're going to both be different people, innit? I feel like we're blessed to have both because at some point, if we can get to a stage where we have like that DM that can control the middle and you can have the likes of Ethan Wanyeri and Max Downham on the pitch at the same time in an Arsenal shirt years down the line, we'll be doing a mad thing because they're both going to bring different things to the game, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? And we're yet to see fully what Max can bring. We just know his levels. We know he can turn. We know he can jinx. But then there's things that Ethan can do that probably Max can't do. So we just have to just see how this all plays out. But I just think they're both great talents. Same with even Miles Lewis Skelly. Miles Lewis Skelly's a bad boy. Like he's a sick talent. I think he's a massive talent. And they're adjusting to the level, the physicality. I think more Ethan and Miles because I feel I'm more going through it. And I think Max, I feel that will at a later stage, if he keeps on developing and getting better, but you will see where there's moments where his game probably changes as well, where he's adapting and moving and
his game's only
transitioning to
going to
pro
change
football.
as he gets bigger because he's still growing into his
He's still
body.
a kid, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, that's just me. I see Sheldon's comment as well. Hey, bro, I hear what you're saying that we're a big club and that, but I don't know. I don't know if you're new to me. You might not be new to Big Doug, but if you're new to me, I've always said that I question Arsenal's ambition. Yeah, and obviously Arsenal's kind of showing me a couple things at the moment, but I don't know that we're spending 50 million, to sit man down on the bench. I can't even lie to you, my bro.
Bro, listen,
I
15
can't even
million
lie
is
to you.
15 million,
I
15,
don't know.
50 million. Strives, bro, and for those who don't know, this is Strives, and it Strives is just bare optimistic and bare anti most of the time. You get me? That's
Bro,
why.
I can't be
That's why.
optimistic and anti at
That's
the
why
same
the.
time, bro. You got to
That's
pick
why
a
the.
struggle, bro.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why the show's called Loose Cannons because we both agree and disagree all the time, in it. Like, mostly we disagree most times. We're always arguing about Arsenal. But my thing is, yeah, like what Sheldon said, and I think what was it? Why not? Like, I do think that it is cover for Saka. Madueke is cover for Saka because if it wasn't and we're playing him on the left hand side, we still do not have right sided cover for him. Especially with the fact that Ethan Wanyeri is saying that if he's when he in his new contract that which he wants to sign is that he wants to play more centrally. So he's not going to be happy being out on the right. So I do definitely feel that
We've extended
Madueke.
Ethan now, we've extended him already now. Still, yeah, he
Say that
signed it.
again. Yeah,
We've
that's what I'm
extended
saying.
Ethan.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So with that extension coming, must be guarantees that he's going to play in his preferred positions. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's my thing, and I think the reason why Madueke, yes, the 15 million pound is a going rate now for those type of players. You see Elanga go for that money. Listen, if we went and got Kudos from West Ham, we would have been paying that money as Saka backup. We would never have got him cheaper. If we'd went and got because he was linked with Mbeumo early, we see the money he went for, he would have only been a backup. So I just think that in terms of what we've got, in terms of the money spent, yes, it may not be the ideal person that everyone was looking for, but I do feel like it was a good option, and it is.
I'm just saying that.
50 million
I'm just saying. I reckon he's coming to play, bro. I don't think
well,
he's
he's
coming.
not. Well, he's not.
I don't think
gonna
he's coming.
play.
I don't think he's coming to like basically bench warm. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, but this is the same, and this is the thing that gets me most times is that fans talk about rotation, but then want to go with the same 11. Bro, he's going to play. There's going to be times Saka will get rested and Madueke will play. There will be times when Saka will be playing and Madueke will be on the bench. It's cool. There will be rotation.
You don't think he's going to come and play on the left?
No, I listen. If there's times when Arteta may want to start him on the left, there may be times where he wants to start him on the right. There might be times when he's on the bench and Martinelli will start. Then you never know. We might get a left winger, and there's a times when Madueke and Martinelli will sit on the bench because and that is the way it is. Like I just feel like until we see
I think Nelly will reclaim or claim his position eventually. But I do think Madueke was bought to be a regular feature in the first 11. Just based on the
of course he is because the first 11 wait
but then also because he's Saka back up. Pick a struggle,
bro. It's not one or the other.
You can't say like, oh, he's back up. He's a Saka backup. But yeah, of course he's gonna be the first 11.
Bro, it's not one or the other though. This is what I'm trying to say. Like everyone wants to kind of pick these arguments and just pick one. No, he's going to be back. He comes back up, but he's going to be used. So there will be rotation. There will be times when Saka will get rested. Where Saka, we might be playing a mid-table team and Arteta wants to rest Saka, or there's other things, or the next fixture's Liverpool or something like that, and Madueke will start that game. But we never had those options before, and options that Arteta could have felt that we could trust to make Saka be rested.
So, do you think we're gonna play him like how we played Trossard?
Yeah, very similar. I feel like very similar to how Trossard's being used.
Okay, fair.
Very similar. I think that is a very good comparison.
I wouldn't say that he's coming to. I wouldn't call that he's coming to play. You get what I'm saying? So when I'm saying that,
hold on.
When I say that, I think he's coming to play. I'm saying that. I think he could genuinely. Like I'm not saying that's what I hope, by the way, but I'm just saying I think he could genuinely be here coming to play as far as Mikel Arteta and Arsenal see him. That's what I'm thinking, but just based on what we spent on him.
So what? Trossard don't play?
Probably. Yeah, I think that's why we're trying to sell him.
No, but was last season did Trossard? How many?
Oh, sorry. So you mean does Trossard? No,
Trossard started in the Man City game, his first game. Yeah, because he got sent off for kicking the ball twice.
Yeah, but that wasn't the first game of the season. What are you talking about?
No, the first Man City game that we played in, Trossard got sent off. But the point I'm trying to make is he started Trossard in that game. Did he not? It's not that. So the point I'm making is he played games. He played important games as well and started in important games. And also you have the option of Martinelli. It's just I feel like
let me try and put it to you a different way. You see, with us signing Gyökeres,
yeah.
Do you think we're still going to start Havertz up top, or do you think Gyökeres is coming straight in to be up top?
I feel like in pre-season, obviously it will start. I don't know, because even like this.
Just in terms of just like
let me land.
Let me land. It's going to be Gyökeres or
let me land and I'll answer it. Like because I feel like I don't know because I don't know how the manager's going to move, but I feel like if Gyökeres in pre-season comes and he's doing a mad thing, he's going to start 100%. I feel like if he comes and he's finding his feet and he's transitioning and trying to figure out in the new surroundings, then he might start with Havertz because Havertz obviously understands the system, understands how we play, and then obviously make the substitution maybe early in the second half and get Gyökeres in, and hopefully he comes on. Plus, maybe the first game, Man United, he might bring him on. No,
look. I want to cut the crap. Yeah, I'm trying to ask you.
No, bro, you can't ask me a question, and then when I'm talking, wait, you can't ask me a question, and when I'm answering the question, because it's not being delivered in the pace that you want it, cut me off.
No, I don't mean to do that, but I want to get to I want to get to the meat of the question. So, all right, cool.
Brother, there's no more meat. You asked me.
What you're saying, I've taken it in. So the game after that, so after we've breaded him in and all that stuff, do you think Gyökeres is going to be our starting striker, or do you think he's going to be playing back second
I
fiddle
feel
to
he's
Havertz?
going to be starting.
All right, cool. So when I say come into play, I mean what that you see, whatever you're thinking
There's
right there.
two different signings, bro.
No,
There's two different. Wait, bro.
No, I'm trying to explain something to you. You see, when I say he's coming to play, that's what I am saying. What I mean. So when I say,
I think
Ronnie is coming to play, I want you to just get your mind in. That's what I'm saying.
But you then asked. You just asked me the question before. Do I feel like he's gonna be used similar to how Trossard is? I said yes. And then in my head, you saying, "Well, I don't feel Trossard."
No, because you're saying that. Of course, he's coming to play. But I'm saying to you, so when you're saying, of course, he's coming to play, I'm trying to frame your mind into where I'm coming from when I say he's coming to play. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I had to use the Gyökeres thing so that to get you on where I was.
All right, put it this way. Listen, Madueke can come with the attitude that he's coming to play. Yeah, he can have that attitude. I'm coming to play, and I hope he does. Hope he comes with that attitude that he's coming to play and he tears it up every game. And then he gives Arteta no choice but to use him because he's playing so well. All right, then. But then, do I think Arsenal's intentions was to come in and play Madueke as a first 11 player off the bat? No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
You know what?
But you knew that's what I meant. No, but you knew that's what I was saying.
I said, let's cut the crap. Because I wanted you to get there, bro.
No, but you
get there. You know what you do, bruv. You do this. You answer like a politician. Like by the time you finish answering, I don't even know what I asked anymore, bro.
No, but you asked me a question about. Wait. So you asked me a question about Gyökeres and Havertz to get an answer about.
I know the way your brain works now, Paul.
Nah, bro,
I knew I had to rewire the question in a way to get the answer that I needed out of you. I knew I had to do that.
Hey, you confused me. Hey, welcome to JW, man.
Yeah, what you say, JW, bro? What you say, man?
Yeah, you confused me more time, bro, because what I'm saying isn't confusing. This is what I'm saying is I feel Madueke was bought as a backup. Most people are saying he's a backup. No one's saying he's coming to play on the left. That hasn't been released that he's coming to play on the left.
No, I know that. I know that.
Not even reliable sources like David Ornstein and Fabrizio or the Hand of Arsenal have found out any form of information that says Madueke is coming to play on the left. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I've had an inside source here or anything like that. I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying you have, but what is common sense though?
Yeah, but I'm using the common sense that I rely on to say that I've not seen Arsenal spend 50 mil.
That is the going rate. That is the going rate. Tell me something like this, right?
If they have, then what Sheridan said was right. Fair play, bro. That means we're moving like a big club. We're spending big P's on backups, but I've not seen us do that.
Bro, it's not big P's. Listen, this is the thing, bro. We're buying squad. We're building a squad, bro.
Gabriel Jesus.
Let me land, bro.
Gabriel Jesus was our starting striker.
Wait, bro, but it's a different. Bro, every scenario and every senorio, every situation isn't the same, Strauss. Like, man can't be thinking one-dimensional with this. And that's I feel like to justify what people want to say and what they want to think, and that they just think one-dimensional with it. Like, we're built one thing what we lacked, what everyone said we lacked, was a squad. We didn't have squad depth. Now, squad depth doesn't mean that. Wait, let me land. Let me land.
I didn't say we didn't have that.
All right, but this is what you keep on saying, to be on the bench and to do this, right, and all of this, and it's deeper than that. It's not as straightforward as you would like it to be. When you say
coming to start.
Say that again.
Is Mosquera coming to start?
He's not coming to start. We know what Mosquera buy is, though. Do we not?
And you think we know what the Madueke buy is as well?
It's a similar, bro. It's a similar thing. What? See, but this is what I'm trying to say. Wait.
Because the thing is, You're allowed to have that opinion, but I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but you
I'm
can't.
just
You
saying
got.
I
Yeah,
disagree.
but
saying
you
I
can
disagree.
disagree. But you can disagree. But you got if you got to let man explain his rational about why I think what I think without it being so black and white and man trying to just like make it this or make it that. It's not just this and that when it comes to football. And I feel like sometimes in discussions when people talk about football, they just want to make it like you say, "Oh, I prefer my man over my man in this position," and be like, "What? Because you think he's better?" No, but it's because I think he might do these things better. Where I think my team needs that and what they need in that.
No, I hear that.
All right. So
I hear that.
the thing is, like what you're saying with Mosquera, Mosquera's obviously come to play, but he understands the fact you have Gabriel. I like the fact that he still come knowing we have Gabriel and Saliba. Yeah. But they obviously told him that you will be used. So he's come and he's bought into the project of it all. And this is the thing, Madueke, yeah, probably understands the purchase, but also understands the vision of what he's been sold in order for him to still come, because he could have still got sold and still got the same wages and maybe gone to a Nottingham Forest or a Newcastle and played week in, week out. So they understand the project. They're buying into what's going on. That's the reason they've come. Same with Norgard. Norgard was a starter at Brentford, yeah? A starter, the captain at Brentford. He's been told the vision. And when even they interviewed him the other day, he said, once I got the call up and it was Arsenal and I knew it was going, it was a no-brainer for me to go there. He knows and understands his role. I feel like players know and understand their role. And the going rate for your attacking wingers, decent ones at that, whether they're backup, is going to be starting at 50 million. Tell me what player. Tell me what player. What backup? Wait. Let me ask you this question then. Let me ask you this question before you go off on a tangent about something. Yeah. What player do you think is out there that can come in and do the backup role at Arsenal for less than 50 million?
Bakayoko. I think Mboma would have done it.
Bro, but Mboma wasn't 50 million. He went for 60, 70.
Yeah, that's Manchester United, though.
No, but it's not. That's what Brentford wanted. That's what he went for. So we can't say that's Manchester United. Let's talk about what the price he went for.
1 second. Do you know what Sporting wanted for Gyökeres? And do you know what he went for? So
yeah, but they still got their money though. They still got their money though.
Like you just said, you don't like when people are like, "Oh, this player is a better player," and just like that. No, there's different nuances, there's different contexts to enter everything. So just like you just said, so let's not now switch it up when it doesn't.
But you know why I find it funny? Because you had to switch it up because you couldn't actually think of a player that was probably worth 30 million.
I gave you a player straight off the rip.
So Bakayoko,
yeah,
is the player that you would have.
I'm not saying I would have. You just asked me for a player that could have been bought for less, and I just gave you a name.
Yeah, one player.
What are you saying?
So what does that tell me? Wait. So what does that tell me? What does that tell me? If there's one player that tells me the's not a lot out there, is there?
Bro, I just gave you one player. I could maybe
give me
a couple more
then. And then and you gave me two, and you gave me Bakayoko, and then you gave me Mbeumo, and Mbeumo went for fucking 70 million, bro.
No, so, but I'm just saying, but Mbeumo to us, I don't think it would have been that personally. But
put it this way: even if we went and got Elanga, we would have paid the same money that that Newcastle paid to get him, which was 50. Even if we went and got Kudos, we would have probably West Ham, a shrewd businessman, we would have probably paid the 50 mil mark and more. Like that is the going rate for those type of players at the moment.
And then when you pay for those players, do you think they're coming in to start, or do you think they're coming in to hold bench?
Or do you tell me if Madueke is coming, if Kudos is coming to Arsenal, and he's a right winger, and he's coming to Arsenal, what do you think he's thinking?
I think Arteta's.
What do you think? Do you think
Arteta's going to play him on the left?
Oh, come on, Strabs, man. Bro. So if I buy, wait. So Mascara.
Wait. Money on him.
Wait. So Mascara.
I genuinely think Arteta would play him on the left.
So if man buy Mascara, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he's coming to? Does he think then come and thinks he's coming to Arsenal to play?
How much should we pay for Mascara?
35 mil.
I can't remember how much, but basically we didn't pay 50 mil, did we?
Yeah, because he wasn't a first team. That purchase is a future purchase.
All right,
That wasn't.
and it's reflected by the amount that we paid, and it's reflected by the social media attention that we gave him. You see, with like Gyökeres, yeah. If you go on an Arsenal grid at the moment, you might see about
perfect example. Perfect example.
1 second, you might see about 7 posts dedicated to that. Yeah, with Noni Madueke, it was the same. How many do you see dedicated to Mascara's purchase?
All right, so wait. This is
you know,
yeah?
you can
no. What you're touching on is sick, yeah. What you're touching on is sick, innit? So Liverpool want Isak, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wait. Liverpool wanted
it up. It was like 18 mil
plus add-ons. So yeah. Answer this for me. Going off of. So wait. So wait. Listen. Liverpool bought Etiquette, yeah.
Yeah.
They paid what 80 million or whatever it was.
90 mil, yeah.
Cool, 90 mil, yeah. And then they go and get Isak, yeah.
But
they both? Does that mean they both? Wait. They say they go and get Isak for 150 million. Does that mean they're both starting, or is one going to hold bench? One going to hold bench.
In my opinion, bro, you don't spend that. You do like. So here's what I'm saying: you do not spend that kind of money on Ekitike, and he's not in, and he's not playing. And if he,
so wait. So you're telling me that Liverpool now go to a 2 up top?
Bro, there's a pressure. There's a pressure that comes with big money signings.
Strav, listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying. So you're telling me, wait, let me land. So you're telling me Liverpool changed their system to play 2 up top?
Bro, first of all, let's
answer the question, bro. Answer the question. If they go and get Isak for 150 million,
Newcastle.
No, wait, listen. Listen. Wait. I'm asking you a question, bro. Do not try to swerve your way out because I know you're a wriggle artist. You're a wriggler.
You're trying to come down on something that hasn't happened. And
no, I'm not. I'm asking you a question based on what you're saying. I'm asking you a question because I know you're Mr. Wriggle out of it. You're Mr. Wriggler. Because you don't. So you don't know,
right? So can you see a world where Ekitike and in this example that you've just presented, Ekitike, Isak, and Salah as your front three? Can you see a world where that happens?
So why not? Just so you can understand. Wait. I'm just explaining it to why not.
So you're just going to air the question I've just asked you.
I'm talking to the chat.
All of a sudden you want to chat to the chat. The chat's been trying to talk.
What did you say? Go on. What did you say?
I'm saying, can you see a world, where Ekitike, Isak, and Salah is your front three? Can you see a world where that is your front three?
No.
You're talking absolute.
So who plays on the left?
Ekitike, calmly.
So you've seen him play on the left for Frankfurt?
No, I'm just telling you.
Have you ever seen him play on the left?
I think he did. Did he not play on the left with France?
Did he sign up to go to Liverpool to be on the left?
Bro, I'm telling you now, you do not spend that kind of money.
So you're telling me he goes and plays on the left, yeah? And
what I'm telling you is either they don't get Isak or they have thought of a way that they're going to play both of them.
So that's what you think they're going to do, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I think if Isak goes to Liverpool, Isak and Ekitike will both be playing. If Ekitike can't play on the left, Isak will do it.
I don't.
Because we know Isak.
You know why I don't think they do that. You know why I don't think they play 2 strikers, because if they play 2 strikers, they got to go and get a 3rd striker. You can't have both. Let me land. You can't have both your strikers. Your only 2 strikers in your club on the pitch at the same time. Unless you're going for the game and you need to win the game and you bring one off the bench. I'm saying one of them will play left forward. Liverpool are not playing.
One of them will play left forward.
And if they go and get, let's say they go and get Rodrigo. Let's say they go and get a left winger.
What are we doing?
But what I'm trying to say is But what the point I'm trying to make is, you're saying that if they go and get Isak, they're going to play 2 strikers, right? So they're going to play 2 strikers and have both their only. And have both their strikers. So you're gonna say they're both the only on paper strikers on the pitch at the same time.
Oh, Thierry Henry used to play for Arsenal. He played on the left at times. I mean, and he was a striker. I don't know why this concept is so difficult for you to comprehend.
No, it's not the concept, bro. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, right, is the fact that if let's say my man was to go there, they're not playing both at the same time when they're the only two options that you have.
If you have spent the money you spent on Ekatike and then you spend 150 million on Alexander Isak, mark my words, they're both going to be on that football pitch.
But mark my words, fucking Isak slot is pulling ranks and he's starting Isak and he's leaving Ekatike
on the bench for that money.
And because remember, for that money, because remember, they still want to get a left winger. So if they do that, do you think that left winger, who's a natural left winger, is going to sit on the bench so they can play Ekatike and Isak? No, that left winger's coming in.
So how did they manage when they had Salah and Mane?
Say that again.
How did they manage when they had Salah and Mane?
They had Firmino.
Exactly. But so how did
playing
they manage
in the 9? So they played Firmino in the 9, in the false 9, and they had inverted wingers with Salah and Mane on the left.
They made it work, right?
But Mane was on a striker.
Bro,
when Mane came from Southampton, you're saying he was a striker?
Bro, he pretty much was playing as a Mane, like he would play he would play out wide and end up central more time most games. They lost them a massive central presence in Mane. Although they had Bobby Firmino and whatnot, they lost a massive central presence when Mane. When
they played Bobby Firmino was a false 9. That's how they.
Yeah, but he was facilitating and
similar to how Real Madrid played
the season. He was facilitating and feeding Salah and Mane.
Yeah, because they both cut in from the wings.
Right. Okay. So like you
said, they played.
Cut in. Cut in.
So they played.
So they ended up in central forward positions. Yes or no?
Say that again.
So did they end up in central forward positions?
But most wingers do end up in central forward positions.
So then can you now see? So can you then see how Ekatike?
I don't see how a 6'5". I don't see a 6'4", 6'3" striker playing out left for Liverpool.
If let's say it happened, yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah,
because we don't even know they're going to get Isak. But let's say if they do, we'll find out, and then we'll revisit this conversation.
If Isak is going,
by the way, this is all this to say that. So, and another thing I'm going to pull you up on, if you're wrong, is if Madueke is getting way more minutes than you expect him to. In fact, I would like you to say here. While we've got you, let's have it. How many minutes are you expecting Madueke to get on average?
I hope he plays a lot. Like I hope he plays a lot. I hope the team is heavily. Bro, it's not a politician. Bro, wait, bro. This is what you, bro. I hate when brothers do these kind of arguments, bro. Where they ask a question and they want a specific answer and want it to be answered in some mad specific way. You ask me how many minutes do I expect him to get each season, each game.
Because we're having you can't take it.
But it's not.
I'm saying I expect him to play. You're saying you don't. So I need to know what that looks like to you.
I never said I don't expect him to play. What are you talking about, Strives? So what are you talking about? I said, wait, no, because no. I know what you're doing. Because what you're doing is mental. Like, hear what I said, right? I said, I hope from the very first, I think when we started talking about it, I said, I hope that Arteta has learned that he uses the squad more. Hear me out? Yeah. All right. So I'm expecting him to rotate the squad more. So I'm expecting players that are squad players to get more minutes. Yeah. I never said that I want him to run the full 11 and run the only 11 and everyone get brought on for 20 minutes. I'm expecting in games where against Crystal Palace, he might start Martinelli and he might start Madueke and he might go with Havertz, or he might start like. Basically, I feel like the squad now that we have, because of the different types of players we have and the different squad depth that we have, means in different situations and different games allows Arteta to rotate.
So you're saying that sometimes he might be a starter, sometimes he won't be a starter.
Sometimes he might start a game, but that's football, isn't it? Not when you have a squad.
No,
So when you have a squad that's decent enough to rotate, yeah, you rotate. You look at Man City. Man City start with Doku sometimes they don't. Sometimes they start with Rico Lewis at the back, and sometimes he starts the midfielder at right back.
Do you think? Sorry to go back to this, but do you think sometimes we're going to start with Mosquera and sometimes we're going to start with Saliba?
I feel like Mosquera will get minutes.
No,
no, but I don't know. Listen, no, because what I'm saying. Wait, let me land it, bro. Because what you're saying, yeah, is like you're basically trying to say, oh, what Mosquera's not coming to play, or of course he's come to play. He's gonna get minutes. He's gonna learn. But our core, but that's a silly question for you to ask because you know our core back four is Gabriel and Saliba, isn't it not? If we go into a Champions League game, is he dropping Saliba to play Mosquera?
No.
Well then, so the question you're asking me,
I'm saying I don't believe Mosquera is coming to play. I think he's coming to play. You see the word that the operative word that you love using. Backup. Yes, he's coming to use. He's here to play backup.
Oh, mate. You're hard work, bro. You are hard work, bro.
I'm telling you, Madueke is coming to play. You're saying no, he's just here to play backup. I'm saying he's not here to just do backup.
No, you know what I really think Mosquera is? I think Mosquera is a young, talented center. Wait, let me land, bro. Let me land. I feel like Mosquera is a very young, talented, sought after young centre back, right? That Arsenal's acquired early on in his career for him to learn under Gabriel and Saliba, who I'd say is probably if not one of the best back two you can get centre back pairing out there right now, So there will be times he will get game minutes and he might play against Gabriel and he might play with Saliba, and there will be times when they will be rotated. He might even start the Carabao Cup games. Yeah, can you
do that for Noni as well? Now, can you do the breakdown?
But I said that though.
No,
but our difference of opinions where we don't match up is that you're hell bent on the fact that if Noni's coming, he's coming to start. He's gonna come and play a starting role, which you think that starting role is on the left hand side. Isn't that where you're going with it?
I just think he's gonna. I think he's gonna. Okay, all right. So it this way: you're saying he's here to play backup. I say he's here.
No, bro, you keep on talking the same thing, and this is why sometimes when you have these discussions with people, it's difficult because, like, man will say, "Well, you said I'm saying we needed a squad with this cover."
Is mad simple, but it's like I don't. You're not getting it for some reason. So if I'm saying a man is coming to play. I'm saying,
I'm trying to allow it because you know you've had a drink, so that's why I even see it in your eyes, this year. If I say a man's coming to play,
no. What you're seeing in my eyes is 11:02 in the morning.
Yeah, bro,
what you're seeing in my eyes.
This is what I'm trying to say, This is what I'm trying to say, bro. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not either or. Like whether it's rotational squad players, whether it's backup, this, that, whatever, squad players, it's a squad. You have a squad of players, right? You have a squad of 24 players, whatever it is, And I'm hoping that Arteta uses his team, innit? He uses his squad. So that means players will get minutes. It's not either or. It's not you're backup and you're just backup.
Wait, let me
land. Everyone was complaining. Well, no, but everyone was complaining, because you will be the first to get onto Arteta. Why is he not rested Saka? Why has he not took Saka off the pitch? Why is he rinsing Saka? Then he's bought a player that is a right-sided player that he can actually bring on for Saka. And now, he's not bought him for Saka. He's not bought him to cover Saka. He's bought him to play him on the left-hand side. You can't win because everywhere when people moan, they change the goalposts and change it up and go elsewhere with it. Do you get what I'm saying?
First of all, no one's moaning. No one's moaning. Secondly, all I'm saying is Arsenal aren't typically a kind of club that will spend 45 or 50 million all in for a player that's just going to all I'm saying is very simple. He's coming to play. That's all I'm saying. And
No,
then what
everyone
I've done,
goes to a club to play, though, bro.
what
What
I've
are you
done,
talking about, Strad?
so let's not be disingenuous now, because now we're being disingenuous. So what I've now done to make examples to illustrate that point is I've now given you examples. I'm like, okay, so what would you expect of Gyökeres? You told me what you'd expect of Gyökeres. We can go back up for like half an hour or 40 minutes when you spoke about that. I then asked you what you expect of Mosquera. You've then told me what you've expected of Mosquera. Now there are clear differences in the expectations for those players than you have for, let's say, a Madueke, who you are claiming is just here for backup. So
all right, so
essentially,
brother, you keep on saying the backup thing, yeah, and
no,
I've
you keep
explained it.
saying the backup.
I've explained it 3 or 4 times, yeah. I've explained it 3 or 4 times, and you keep referring back to it. I told you we have a squad, yeah, a squad. I'm not said backup players and a squad and a first 11. I feel like this time round, what we've assembled in the signings that we've assembled is so we can have a squad, because last season when we had injuries, we didn't have enough squad depth, yeah? So that's what I'm saying.
Why not Arteta, yeah? Has Doug not been saying for the longest he's here to play backup for Saka? That's what you've been saying. Now you're telling me squad. Like you're telling me he's had to play back. So basically, and even when Sheldon was on the live, I don't know if he's still here. He was saying that we're a big club now. This is what we do. We spend 50 mil to just have backups. I'm saying that's not what we do. So I just want straight lines.
So wait. So brother,
I'm saying.
So when you talk about what we do, yeah, and everything that we do, we've got a new sporting director that's coming and he's doing things different, yeah, from what you've seen before in the past. Because you always refer back to the past because you're stuck in that. You probably still start bringing up January transfer window and want something because I know right now you've got your striker and that.
Let's not do all that.
That's what I'm saying. But wait.
What everybody does is you use the past. In life, you use the past to predict future trends.
But things change, bro. Things change. Times change. Liverpool weren't spending no money. Now they're spending money. Things change. Yeah,
Liverpool have always spent money.
The last few seasons they don't spend. Wait. Let me land.
If you want to do this, we can actually do this. So you can't
Strad. I know you love to win, but hear what I'm saying. Let me talk, yeah. Because we've done this before, where we spent hours in the car, and we spent hours going backwards and forth. And I don't want to make it a backwards and forth thing because I just want you to understand my point because I get your point. I get what you're trying to say, yeah. So, but you clearly don't obviously understand what I'm trying to say, innit? Yeah, and it's not as that. This is the thing. It's not just black and white, like I said before. It's not just back up this, that, rare, tear, because we use these terminologies and think it only means that. Whether it's back up, whether it's cover, whatever you want to call it, I feel that's what the signing was for, to cover Saka. Whether he uses him on the left-hand side, whether he uses him up top, wherever else he decides to use him, that's up to the manager. But I still think we needed cover for Saka because he gets rinsed and we do not have an out-and-out right winger to bring on to cover him, who's playing Wanyeri out there, who's clearly wants to play centrally and is more of attacking midfielder, and we don't have any other option on the right-hand side. So it'd be stupid to think that you'd get a right winger in and then not use him as a right winger. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you don't buy a striker and play him as centre back. You buy a striker to play as a striker. So you play the players in their preferred position. Obviously, if Madueke comes to the team, yeah, and maybe for some reason, because he's been seen that he can play on the left, Arteta plays him on the left and he plays well on the left, and he chooses to play him there, or he gives the manager a dilemma where do I start Martinelli or do I go with Madueke, who's in form and he's playing sick on the left and he chooses to play him, that might change. But it don't necessarily mean that was the sole purpose of why he brought him into the club. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So what I think is I feel like he's brought him in because everyone is saying Saka gets burnt out. He got injured. We need to make sure that we have some sort of substantial cover for him. And if that means paying a little bit extra to get a better quality or a higher quality potential player that can come in and do the job, because they don't necessarily want to replace Saka, but they want to also make sure he gets through the whole season, then you go and get someone like a Madueke. There could have been other options out there, like we said, Kudos and Bremu, that could have fit the bill to bring in to play on the right-hand side. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's my thing. Whether they go to play him elsewhere and they put him in other positions, yes, that may happen. But I clearly feel that Madueke was brought in just to be there so that if, let's say, Saka gets injured again, you have an out-and-out right winger that can play there. And that's my opinion on it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And I think I got that the first time as well. So you said I didn't understand you, but I did. But yeah, I fully did. You said something that I just want to query, because you said you can't just get a player that plays on this position and only just plays right, whatnot. But Madueke was playing on the left in his last few games for Chelsea.
Say that again, sorry.
I'm saying you said that you can't just get a player that plays in one position and play them out of position, etc., etc. This wouldn't necessarily be I mean, you can argue that is the case, but this wouldn't be the case in terms of Madueke's last few games. He's been playing on the left for Chelsea. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, no, I saw that in pre-season. In the postseason in the Club World Cup. He played 2 games on the left-hand side, and for some games he has played for Chelsea on the left-hand side. Not saying he hasn't, but that doesn't mean that is the reason why we bought him. Because also,
do you know that I have not? Do you know that I haven't actually told you any reason? You're the one telling me the reasons we bought him. All I've said, because I want to go to strip it all the way back. All I said is he's coming to play. That's literally what I said, mate.
Yeah, but and you've gone off, and you've gone on bare different tangents. Bro, you're the ultimate gaslighter, bro. You're the ultimate gaslighter, bro.
Yeah, you've gone to these terms.
You're ultimate gaslighter.
You know what I love about this, yeah? This is
you're the ultimate gaslighter.
This time, yeah, this time we can run it back.
And you know what? One thing, and I'm gonna tell the viewers, for those that don't know, yeah, Strives is the ultimate brother that doesn't like to lose an argument, bro. Wait. He's calling me. I'll give you context.
He's calling me the gaslighter, you know.
I'll give you context. All of a sudden,
you've created a whole new arena. I'm not trying to win an argument.
I'm just trying to
remind you what my point was.
But this is the thing. This is the thing.
My point was, all points, he was coming to play. I'm not trying to argue with you, bro.
Thank you. Look at what shows. Strives is being slick as hell. And thank you. I'm good.
Jordan, if you've been here, yeah, all I said is a man is coming to play, bro. Like I didn't say nothing else.
No. See, because the fact that you tried to switch that up and go, and then we've gone all this way, because when I was trying to say, you're not doing that. We're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that. Man. And we're gonna watch this back, and I'm gonna clip some of this because and
you're gonna try and make it look like that, because I've seen what you've been doing as well. I see what you've been doing. Yeah, if I wake up and I see some hot clips, brother, and you know what, I want the raw files as well. Let me clip some stuff out.
But this is what you do, big man. But listen, we're gonna land it here because I know it's late, and I know love to everyone. Sheldon, why not? Boston. I know Boston came in and he had he said something which was, where is it? To play like Lefrino, and they were still covering the right wing for Saka, and that I can agree. on that.
No, hey, Doug. You're gonna make me listen. What do you mean that you can fucking agree? What do you mean?
Because it's similar.
Hey, Sheldon, are you still here? What is different to what Boston just said to what I've been saying? No, you know what? Hey,
no. You know why it's different. Why it's different. I'll make it swift, because what your point was saying was that they brought him in to play left wing because you do not spend 50 million on a player to sit on the bench. So your argument was that he's going to play on the left wing because You don't bring a player in like that to play backup. That was your argument. And my point,
all
right. And my point, man.
I think he can
and I
play
made,
backup.
and I've already said,
I do think that he's gonna. But I think he's gonna come to play. I think that's what the intention was.
And if that was what it would have been, and then listen,
Boston gets it.
And if that was what, if that was,
why don't you get it?
The intention,
why do you get, huh?
If that was the intention, we would have ended this segment. We would have ended this segment half an hour ago.
No, because you don't listen to me. That's what happens. And then you start calling me names. You're telling me I'm gaslighting. You got Sheldon saying I'm slick. You got everyone turning against me, bro.
Yeah, no, wait, look. Hey, look. What the fuck is play? See what I'm saying? Why you fucking joker? That's what I'm saying. Because if that was the case and we all went in the same direction from the start, we wouldn't be here half.
All right, cool. So all right, but you know what we could have done? You could have asked me that in the beginning, but you didn't. You actually didn't ask me.
Because you're the ultimate shuffler. Yeah. When it don't tie up,
that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now, yeah. That's what we're doing.
Because if it don't tie up with your what's the word? You know,
like... why not Arteta? I believe he is. You see, like what Boston said. I genuinely believe exactly what he said. If you don't mind, hey Doug, if you get that comment back up, please. Madueke will be molded to play like Rafinha on the left wing while still covering right wing for Saka. Boom. That's what I believe. That's exactly what I believe. So when I say I feel like he's coming to play, I don't think we spent 50 million for him to just literally be there as an emergency backup for Saka. I don't think that's his only role. And I'm not saying that's what you think, by the way, Doug, before you get onto me. But I'm just saying I don't think that that was his primary operative objective when we signed him. I think we are going to see him integrated way more than most of us probably expect. That's what I think. Do I want that to happen? I'm not saying that. Do I think that should happen? I'm not saying that. Do I think that will happen? Yes, based on what we paid for him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and for me, I'm expecting a lot of integration for all the players. I feel like it's needed this season if we're going to succeed, and that's my point that I'm trying to say is that yes, I can see maybe in games he play on the left, but it doesn't change what I feel like what the initial signing was for. But I can see rotation and situations. I watched a video on YouTube. It's interesting. I sent it to my boy. I'll send it to you. And the guy was basically breaking down the whole what he felt on all the signings that we've made and the differences that each signing can make. And he was saying it was genius. And I don't know the person. It's just a video that was on YouTube, right? It's a long video. It's about 15 minutes. And he breaks down the Norgard signing and the fact that where Norgard is, his stats are high in breaking up play and defensively, and he's more. He was basically saying that Norgard's a player that you can see being used more in a game. Let's say like your Liverpool's, where you're gonna need that. You're gonna get overrun. You're gonna need that defensive stability in the middle. But then he said also now Arsenal have the fact that they can then play Zubamendi, who can control the tempo, who can play between the lines in the games with the low blocks and that. And then also they have the fact that they can even drop Declan Rice into there, a ball carrier, receive it short, turn, play out, but then also drop Moreno into the 8. Or you know what I mean, or switch it. And you might say you want to go for more of a tiki-taka and a more controlling the play. You might start Moreno, Zubamendi, and there's different options. And get so. Basically, what he was trying to say was that Arsenal are building a side that can adapt for all situations. So, yes, we've been used to and been accustomed to our first 11. But then you might need a game where, Madueke and Martinelli brings more attacking chaos to the wing-backs, more confusion. Whether I see them like dropping Saka for games like that, I don't know. I'm yet to feel, but I would like to think that in a game where it needs something different, that you can bring Saka off the bench to bring something different, but have players attacking and going.
I feel sorry to cut you, but I agree with everything you've been saying. But I feel like even in like the take that I've offered, and it looks like like Boston saying as well, like that's not to say that Martinelli is gonna become obsolete. Like he's gonna be.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's 100%. He's gonna be useful. I think though, you may like, depending on how successful Berta is, you may find like one of them being sold. Most likely going to be Trossard. I think like if you watch the game today, I think Trossard was largely frustrating in the sense that he was up against Trippier, old legs, someone who you would expect him to be getting the best of, and it just wasn't coming off, and it just looked like, for me, I've always said, like, and Martinelli can be mad frustrating to me as well. But I just think of if I'm gonna choose between the pair of them, it's gonna be Martinelli for me. So I think Trossard is probably the one that you're gonna shift on sooner rather than later.
100%.
And then Martinelli's gonna be that different profile, that different option that you would play and maybe bring off the bench. With Noni Madueke, a lot's been made of his progressive ball carries and how, you know, he can, you know, his dribbles. He might not be like the best to look at visually, but in terms of efficiency, he's like a Saka. Saka probably isn't as silky as maybe a Foden or a Lamine Yamal, but when Saka has got the ball at feet and he's driving at you, he's effective. He's getting to that byline and etc. etc. So I think Unoni Madueke, he has that element to him as well. And I think that's possibly the features of his game that we're going to hone in on, should we use him, if we decide to use him on the left at times. And even if when he plays on the right, and then you're going to need Martinelli that's going to come in with that pace. He's brilliant on the transition. I personally think he's a better finisher. Of course, he's a better finisher, in my opinion. So yeah, obviously you're gonna interchange and you're gonna use the different qualities. I think Martinelli will stay at the club, but yeah, ultimately I do feel that Madueke, for what he does offer, whether you like it or whether you don't like it, I just think that when I say he's coming to play, I think you're going to probably see him feature in that first 11 a lot more than maybe you originally imagined when that name was linked to our team. And I basically based that on the premise just off of how much we paid for him, because I think that in life, business, anything, you do a cost benefit analysis. The benefit, cost, so you're going to pay more if there's a greater benefit for you. And obviously Arsenal see a benefit to this signing, and that's why I believe, and that's why I'm aligned with what Boston said. Like, I feel like we're going to try and mold him on the left wing, but he's going to be protective cover for Saka. I've seen some other comments.
Don't try. That's not what you said. That's not what you said. Don't try and look at your comments.
That is definitely what I said.
But what I will say,
you just didn't want to. You just didn't want to agree with me.
Don't try to look for a friend in Boston.
I'm not looking for a friend in England. Because I saw a comment that I wanted to touch on. Someone said Martinelli, we need to cash in on. I fully disagree.
I didn't know if Gaza was talking about Martinelli or was he talking about Martin Odegaard or Martin Odegaard.
He's talking about Martinelli, 100%. And you know why I know he's talking about Martinelli? Because I've been talking to so many Arsenal fans over the past couple of weeks that everybly just wants to get rid of Martinelli, and I just don't get it. I don't get why. Martinelli in the past, but I personally think, trust him. You, man, trust Martinelli this season.
I think the Martinelli thing is, what I think with the Martinelli is, if you talk in terms of assets that I think fans are willing to let go in terms of what's going to bring us the biggest money, they're willing to let out of all what we have, they're willing to let Martinelli go. I think that's what it is. I think because in terms of Arsenal never sell for big money, we never really get big money for our players, and I feel like we're going into a time where you could probably see that we need to sell in order to get what we want. Our fans probably still want more signings to come, and they're probably looking at what we have that could possibly get sold. We might get, we'll be lucky if we get 30 million for Jesus, maybe 25. Probably same sort of ballpark for Trossard. If listen, I don't know. We've not actually seen Berta work any selling magic as of yet. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do in terms of the sales. I just personally think that in terms of a play, like, put it this way, it's also like, you know, Havertz, maybe some people thinking because Havertz ain't an out-and-out striker, if we could get rid of Havertz, we'd probably get decent money sending him back to Germany, maybe in a 40 mil, 50 million. But Martinelli is probably one of the biggest assets that everyone's willing to let go for big money right now. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that's why fans are happy to, or would be happy to see him go. If it meant that
I
the
would
money
sell
will be used.
Martinelli. I would sell Martinelli only for a particular players. Like I've been seeing, like when we was linked, or when players were, I say when we was linked, but when the fan base was like clamoring over Nico Williams, I was like, nah, I'm not on that. Even Rafael Leao, I like him, but even when you watched Arsenal versus AC Milan the other day, like Rafael Leao and Martinelli, they're similar. Like I saw Rafael Leao run the ball off the pitch the same way Martinelli runs the ball off the pitch at times. But the difference between them, like Rafael Leao, the numbers, they rival each other. They're close, but Martinelli's doing it in a tougher league. We know what we're getting with Martinelli. And I still can't get that 22-23 season out of my mind. I'm still thinking that player's there somewhere. I feel like
100%.
Yeah, I feel like the reason why we don't get that Martinelli so much is because Arteta became after we
Arteta. You sound like what's the Jamaican man? Arteta.
Yard man. Yeah,
Arteta. I knew he was gonna start talking about Arteta.
No. But listen, I'm not even gonna like get onto Arteta. We do that because we're nearly getting to 2 hours. But Arteta is like he's a very good coach, but he's also somebody that likes to learn from past miseries. When we got spanked 4-1 against Man City in that season where we were leading for like 90% of the league or whatever, I think that point where he said, you know what, we're attacking Mavericks, whatnot, but defensively we're a little bit too loose. And I think he wanted to ensure that we become too difficult to break down. And what that meant is he didn't want your Sakas and your Martinellis to operate with that freedom, with that, guys, just do what you're doing, get us goals. He wanted them to behave in a systematic way whereby defensively they offer us so much, and that took away from Martinelli's offensive game, and that's why you're not seeing the output that you used to see in the 22-23 season. That's just my take. I'm not saying and I think that Martinelli is still there somewhere, and that's why I'm saying to all the man them that's still here, trust me, trust Martinelli. He will come good again. Pause, because I know that's crazy, but he will come good again. Pause.
Nah, I don't like. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna argue with you on this point because I feel like we're both on the same page in terms of I feel that there's still a good player in Martinelli. I just don't feel like I don't know, man. Because obviously you say Arteta out. You say it's Arteta, yeah, but I don't necessarily feel it's Arteta. I just feel like I just feel the player himself just because the thing is,
he just lost it out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere, he just decided to change how he plays.
No, it's not because he's not really changing how he plays. He's just not finishing in the final third. Like he's still tracking back and defending. He's still wing, but sometimes football is a confidence game. Like like when a player's feeling like he can take on the world, you dribble past 10 man. If he's not feeling like he's got it, but the thing is, sometimes he goes and does it. I just feel like because the thing is, him and I thought even at that season, him and Saka were the same. Yeah, they both was playing at a high end level in that season that you're talking about when we were first for long and we fell off. Yeah. Then the next season, what happened was defenders doubled up on Saka and Martinelli. Saka adjusted his game. It was tough at the beginning because he was getting doubled up, he was getting fouled a lot. But Saka found a way to adjust. He found a way to cut inside, to come. He found a way to make it work. Him and Ben White worked it out. Like, I don't feel like Martinelli's had a left back at that time that he could work it out or knew what to do, and he couldn't adjust. So he just lost himself a little piece because he's getting double teamed, just things are happening, he just wasn't working for him. Whereas I hope, me personally, that he can regain that confidence, and having someone like Miles Lewis-Skelly playing with him on the left-hand side gives him the confidence to feel like he can do what he needs to do over there. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I feel like Saka's always had that on the right-hand side in Ben White, and now with Timber. Even though Timber inverts a lot and he's only started learning towards the end of the season to go around the back, you get me? But I feel like hopefully with Miles Lewis-Skelly, that will help him unlock his ability again. But I do agree with it. I do feel like we've got to give him one last season and cash in on him because he's still young.
I hear what the man them saying, even in the comments, saying that obviously Martinelli is more valuable to us in terms of what we can fetch and stuff like that. I get all that, but for me, I've always said. Doug will tell you because Doug and I, we talk football a lot, and he will tell you that I've always said we're a striker away from getting to the next level. Now we've got that striker in Gyökeres. Wow. I ain't worried about that left wing. I know Martinelli. Like for me, Martinelli's gonna do what Martinelli does, and it's gonna be enough now that we got that striker. In fact, I think we should get a second striker just in case. That's what I think. Yeah. So
Shona said 2022 cool. They want their Martinelli back.
yeah,
Listen,
bro, he's right, bro. That's why I want my guy back, man.
I want my guy back, man. Like, I fuck with Martinelli, real talk, and I think yes. If it meant settling Martinelli and we got 60 mil plus, 70 mil plus for him,
You do it, yeah.
Not that I'll do it because to be fair,
It
to
depends
buy
when we get in.
wait, no, but it depends when
I'll
you get
do it. I'll do it if we got Rodrigo.
Thank you. And if we got Rodrigo and stuff like that, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to. If we got Rodrigo plus Eze has to come regardless.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Eze has to come regardless.
Okay, wait, one second. Hey, at the top of the show, and I asked you one or the other. Yeah,
but I answered it, but you didn't hear it.
We get there in the end, you politician. So you're you see him, yeah? You see this, bro? Yeah. So you want Eze more as well? Because that's what I said.
But I answered it quickly for you. But you went
either or. You said either or.
No, I said either or. Let me put it this way: if I had to, if it was, those are the two options. Yeah, you have. If Martinelli stays and you have Rodrigo and Eze, yeah, I take either or. Yeah. If you sell Martinelli but you've got Eze, you have to go and get Rodrigo. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You can't sell Martinelli and have Trossard and Eze and Trossard. You get what I mean? But the thing is, I know like the reason, like that's why I homed in more on Rodrigo when we was talking about it earlier on in the segment. And for those that missed it, check it out on when it's uploaded. But it was the only reason I homed in more is because I know what Eze does. I don't need to fight his corner in a sense because I felt like when I was saying what I was saying about the villain arc, if you want to call it, with Rodrigo and leaving Real Madrid. You challenged me on that, and that's why the conversation went that way, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Like the two both great players, and I think I could take either or. But with Eze, I know what I'm getting. I know that he can play in the 10. You get me? I know what he can do, innit? I feel like if you sell Martinelli and you got to get Eze and you got to go and get Rodrigo. I think the Eze deal has to happen anyway, and I think it will happen in the next couple of weeks.
Say no more, man. What are you saying, bro, man? We gonna wrap this up, bro? Because
we're gonna wrap it up. It's been long. Listen,
man's got work in a couple of hours still.
Brother, same. And you know what's mad? We didn't even plan to be this long, but you know what? Loose cannons. For those that are just tuning in, don't know me and Strives. Yeah, like this show's called Loose Cannons. We're cannons when it comes to this Arsenal thing. We argue all the time. we get as you can see, we'll beef. Go backwards and forwards, but it's all love because the same reason why we decided that we wanted to do this on screen is because we would do this like in the car on the phone for hours going backwards and forwards. So it's only right we bring it to you guys. You get what I'm saying? And you look can see us just chat shit and go mad at each other over our football opinions, which are dope. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man. And you know what? The comments they've been sturdy still. They've been sturdy. Yeah, I've liked them still. They've definitely, like when you're thinking, you got to think about what you're saying because I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I hear that, and then you got to respond. I like that still. So,
you give me jokes. Biggie guys up. Yeah, I see you drop something and then try and look for Boston for backup in the comments. He weren't backing you up, bro. He went to go and get a quick coffee or something. You get me?
Oh god.
But listen. Big up everyone. Big up those that be watching on Twitch. Big up those that are watching on YouTube. Listen, like, subscribe. You see Strives this thing on there on the screen as well. Forever Striving on Insta. Big Dog Striver. Go hit up the like, subscribe, do the thing. Love you all. Big up yourselves, yeah? Come on.